This is embarrassing now because I don't know how to turn that off. So I'll just sit here and listen to it for a bit. And now you can't hear it. So I fucked up all technical things immediately. Hello. I swear to fucking God. What's wrong with me? I swear to God. You're not even supposed to swear on the first 10 minutes of YouTube. I'm sober. Daddy, yes. Yeah, I'm your daddy. I was going to do an intro and everything, but I'm not going to leave George sat back there. So I was going to bring him on. So fuck it. Let's do that because I've had enough. Already. Absolute twat. And also, the thing down there says Dave Flynn is going to be here, but he's not. He's in the shop. So
his life's full of woes.
He is full of woes.
Yes.
So I guess the main thing is it's not called Refreshingly Non-Epstein anymore, and I suppose it's apt because George named it Refreshingly Non-Epstein, right? Which is my favourite thing ever in the world. But what I realised is I wanted to actually make an effort with this now, and what I realised is having a logo and name linked to an international sex trafficker, it's probably going to get jammed up in the algorithms, isn't it, at some point?
Spotify probably don't give the same precedence to bands like Screwdriver. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I do know what you mean. And that's it. I had this plan. I was going to do this 10-minute fucking ramble at the beginning, and all these, and it's all gone out my fucking head. I'm sober. I feel sick. I've just taken pills.
What pills?
That's it. Just ibuprofen. Not even fucking Molly now, is it? It's not even. It's just ibuprofen. Oh, you've got a fucking beer. Do you know what?
Yeah.
Do you know what? Do you know what? I lasted a week, right? I've got a bottle of whiskey in the kitchen. Fucking this guy has been on at me all week. Ken Harris, Daddy, yeah.
Daddy.
I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna drink alcohol. Fuck it. I tried. I thought I'd have a month off. Fuck it. Right? Who cares? I'm gonna wait for someone else to get on here, and then I'm gonna go and get myself a glass of whiskey. I'll tell you a story about that. I don't know if I told you, George, but I hit my head just before Christmas.
No, go on.
Right? And it doesn't sound like anything, but I did a podcast and I drank probably 3/4 of a bottle of whiskey on it. So probably just said the N-word over and over again. I don't know. And then the next morning I got out of bed and I was just stood by the front door in the dark and I didn't know why. And then I was confused. And then the next thing I know, my head was hitting the floor and I was like, oh. And I spent the day. Yeah, I just the next thing I know, my head was bouncing off the floor. I didn't know what happened. I just
repeatedly or just one.
I don't know, maybe repeatedly. So I was all fucked up for that day. I should have gone immediately to hospital, right? But I didn't, and I just laid in bed for like 5 hours until my landlord knocked on the door. But it still hurts a bit around the back, and it's been 2 weeks. I don't know if I've got skull fracture, whatever.
Does your landlord check on you?
No, I haven't seen him for 18 months. It was just coincidence. He was doing something upstairs and he banged on the door and I just opened the door like, I was like, I've hit my head. He's like, maybe someone's watching on Facebook as well. That's nice. 2 people. There we go.
Hey.
It's probably my landlord. But yeah, so I really fucking smacked my head and I thought, you know what? Even though I drank after, I thought I've got to lay off it a bit. It wasn't necessarily that. I think it was a blood pressure thing. I got up too quick. And I reckon I just went to the right instead of to the left and then passed out. So, yeah. But also, I'm going to drink whiskey tonight in the next few minutes whenever Dave, I'm in Asda Flynn.
Fucking Asda.
Decides to join us. I know. And it's, what an Asda's like as well. It's full of people in tracksuits.
Yeah, just pigs.
Just pigs. It's called The Last Rites because I was trying to think of a name and then I used to run a shit comedy show that had The Last Rites name on it. It was awful. And I just thought, you know what? At some point, I'll run another night again. It will be better. And I'll call it the same thing. And I'll call the podcast the same thing. And it makes my life easier.
The rocking chair, wasn't it?
It was the rocking chair, yeah.
Yeah. What head are you for? What days?
What heady days of 3 people watching, or sometimes you get 15 people. And you think, "Oh, this is a good night," but they brought a 7-year-old child with them. And I remember going to fucking Dennis. He runs out. I said, "Dennis, they've got a kid because we're going to start in 2 minutes." He goes, "Just do your thing, man. Just do your thing." I was like, "All right." So I went up and started talking about pedos immediately, and they left. They all left, like 2 tables of people with this kid.
He seemed happy that they'd left as well.
Yeah, they don't want business in there.
Yeah.
Such a weird. I said to him once, "Do you want me to help you with social media?" And I'll like advertise it, and they go, "Well, we don't want that." But listen, it's still there. The old man has now left the business. It's a younger guy now, and it's still, when I walk past it, there's 2 people in there. It's the same 2 people.
It's like if Royston Vasey had like a chicken shop or something, like a patty. You know what I mean? A Caribbean food shop. It's odd.
It is Royston Vasey. There was just something odd. They didn't want business in there. I like the comedy thing because they let us do what we wanted, and they let us, just go a bit wild.
Yeah.
They just didn't know. They didn't know what a comedy night was. They were like, "Oh, a comedy night is when you can just invite people around for dinner. Don't tell them there's a comedy night on, and have their backs to the stage." So that's why I drank 9 cans of Red Stripe, because my deal with them was free alcohol for me and 1 for all the acts. So I just drank all the Red Stripe they had until they cut me off every night. So that was fun. It was a good 4 months, good run. So, and then the other venue, of course, that you did that I ran, the owner died. We've been through this before. we had an argument, and then he died.
Just after, wasn't it? It was just after. So after one of the gigs. Oh.
It was like the next day. Whilst I'd shouted at him the night before, but I think, yeah. So I decided at that point I'll take some time off from trying to run a gig, because I get real bad luck. The venue, it's like, oh Jesus.
The venue is the most important thing. Like I've had, I told you about the night that I tried to put on with Dave in St. Werburgh's, didn't I?
Right, yeah, did one of those.
I told you about that. It was fucking horrible, man. Right, so there was this pub. I mean, it got sold to me by someone in the comedy community as a place that was looking to put on a comedy night, and I went there and I was like, "Oh, it doesn't seem like the best setup," but they talked me into it. The woman who ran it goes, "Oh no, we have drag nights here." I remember thinking, like, well, that's pretty open-minded. You know what I mean? This is probably an okay place to do, weird stuff like comedy if you have weird stuff like drag nights. So that's sort of what convinced me to do it. Me and not Dave Flynn, other Dave, bloody got a bunch of acts together, went down, and it was just fucking hostile. It was hostile as shit. And the first act went on, bless them, did as good as they could, but it was just rough. I ended up pulling it, cancelled it, nearly got fucking punched in the face. Jesus, grabbed my stuff and got the fuck out. And my point is, like, the venue just has to be so spot that it taught me a lesson. The venue has to be so fucking spot on to do a gig now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and both of the places that I tried both fucking lied to me, because the rocking chair, fuck them, right? They said, "Oh, we get massive crowds in it. Everyone's up for comedy. We'll get them in," because they do pack it out weirdly for gigs like reggae gigs and ska gigs as well. I was like, all right, fair. And then fucking no one came ever. We made the guy who fixed the amp stay one night because there was so little audience. He just stayed for an hour. And the other one said, we've got this link with this social media thing. We have this big online presence, and then they didn't do any of it. They didn't even post anything anywhere.
Yeah.
And then he had a go at me that there's no one in there. And I said, I'd spent money on promotion and stuff. And he goes, "There's no one in here." That was that second night. And I said, "Well, that's also partly your fault." And then so I'm glad he's dead. So fuck you. Right?
I was waiting for something.
I don't care anymore. I might die of like a brain clot in the next 2 weeks. So
it's
all...
How old are you? I'm 35 now. I hit 35 in November, and I was like, "Fuck that."
Any fucking age, any age like you hit, it's just like every year you think too old for it. I could die.
It's like 50%. 35 is plenty of people snuff it at 70. You know what I mean?
It's half done.
It's done. Yeah, halfway there. You know, two different. I suppose. Yeah, you know. I was thinking the other day. One thing that is weird is when I'm 36, I'll have spent 18 years being an adult.
And it's weird, and then you sit back and go, "What have I done?"
Yeah.
What have I done? Yeah. And then you see like a 24-year-old that owns a house, and you know they've got 2 dogs and a fucking 2 cars, and they're loving it.
Yeah.
It's.
See, at 24, I wouldn't have been loving it anyway. I'd have had a moment. I'd have woken up one day at 24 and 8 months and just like bludgeoned the dogs to death and then set the car on fire or something. I wouldn't be able to handle it.
When I was 24, I was drinking like 8 days a week, right? That extra Monday, and then stop when you get alcohol poisoning, and then just doing all the drugs all the time, every day. So that's what I would. That's why I haven't got a house, because I just got my 20s and pissed them all over the fucking town. But you know,
that's the right amount, though, isn't it? Like. I know people that have done so many drugs that they've lost houses. That's too much.
That is, yeah. You could also leave the house. You know what? Dave fucking Flynn, I don't know if he's watching this, is now demanding that I email him the link because he
is a fussy sod, isn't he?
I mean, at least
it's weird.
He's probably not in Asda.
Well, it's weird that someone so fussy would shop in Asda.
Yeah, I just don't know. I'm just gonna say link Asda. There he goes. But he's gonna jump on in a minute. And do you know what's gonna happen? All my big fucking dreams and big talk of being sober for January. Fuck it.
Honestly, I don't know why people bother. Like,
I didn't do it for New Year. It's coincidental. It wasn't because of that.
Is it just for health? Is it genuine?
I fancied a bit of a break, and I decided to run a lot this month. And I thought, do you know what? And because I bashed my head, I thought I'm going to take it easy a bit. But you know, I got drunk 5 times after that anyway, so I don't mean any of that.
I love that there's like you hit your head, and now there's been a fairly fundamental personality change.
Yeah, I definitely don't need to go to a doctor. That's my opinion. I didn't ever need to do that. So this is streaming in multiple places: Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. So yeah, there we go.
That's exciting.
That's exciting. It's very, very. I actually spent time to do stuff and to see what the kids are doing, and then kill the children.
What do the kids do on Twitch? I mean, this is the first time I've ever streamed on Twitch, and that would be it's purely by proxy.
You know, unfortunately, we're not hot girls with our tits out playing Call of Duty. Like, we're not gonna go over well. We're just gonna.
I could get my tits out and play Call of Duty, but like.
There's probably a market. There's probably a market
it's
for
annoying.
us to do an OnlyFans. To be fair, there's probably like
2 out of 3.
Let's be honest. I know some fucking. Well, we know some animals that. I'm not going to finish that sentence. Not going to finish that sentence. But there's a market for everything. Obviously.
Isn't it weird how we live in a world? We live in a society where you know that thing like Rule 34.
Yeah.
Like if it exists, there's porn of it, right? Isn't it weird that we live in a society that's so debauched that is a hack topic to bring up? Not even in stand-up, just in life.
It is.
That is weird, isn't it?
There's so many.
That is weird.
Either I can see directly into Asda or Dave is at home now because I can see him in the background. I'm going to wait for his reply. Dave, do you want to give me a thumbs up if you're ready? And then I can't see your reply. Oh, okay. Thumbs to the camera.
Thumbs down.
All right. Please welcome the guest that's supposed to be at 8 o'clock, Mr. David. I'm in Asda. Flynn, and he's dressed for it as well. Look at this. Look at this.
They've really fucking gone up market, Worcester, mate. You right?
Good.
Sorry,
I like the fact the water bottle matches your.
Oh wow!
I'll call it running gear, but
I was running back from Asda, mate. Sorry.
You didn't have to rush, mate. As soon as you said, I was like, oh, well, he's not going to be here till at 9:30 or whatever. So it was a nice surprise. It was all fine in the end. By the way, quick recap, Dave. I'm sober for January at least, right? But in the last 10 minutes, I've decided to drink, and I'm going to go and get a bottle of whiskey in a second. So that's going to happen.
I'm not drinking, mate. I'm like, I went to Derby on.
Oh, come on.
I went to Derby on, was it Tuesday, to play to one person, and like I didn't eat before, and I drank then on Wednesday. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do dry January for a bit because I'm just fed up.
No,
gigs and just getting drunk to
I like the idea of doing it for a bit, like dry Jan.
I've done a dry 7 days, and I didn't really drink New Year's Eve, so that's pretty good. 8 days.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm not going to change my ways. I'm going to continue drinking. I think it's fine.
Do you know, I was sat here all happy and smug that I'm sober, and he lifted that fucking beer up. And I was like, yeah, I've got a problem, and I might as well lean into it now.
Only so many years of drinking left, really. That's how I see it. Got to get enough in.
We've just figured out we're basically halfway through life, at least, unless someone has a stroke or like an accident, which is likely.
Especially
So we've done half our drinking. So why leave out?
Why curb that now? Yeah, there comes a point where it's thinning the blood, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you can eat celery.
You know, celery.
What's celery?
You can eat celery and do yoga for 80 years, right? But you look back at those memories and think, I never woke up at my friend's house with no clothes on the kitchen floor. Or
some people think that's a good thing.
Don't worry though, I've woken up in like understairs cupboards and fucking just like, why was I put in here for the night?
I can imagine why, Carl, to be honest.
I got a friend who woke up. Sorry, Carl. I got a friend who woke up in the back of a car on a council estate, but he didn't know whose car it was or whose council estate it was. Yeah. There was a kid's seat in the back of the car, and he got out of that car and he had to walk home.
I don't think I've done that.
Yeah, what the fuck was this? Like,
it's just,
the same city? Okay.
Keep talking. I'm getting that whiskey.
Yeah. It was in Bristol, but the other side of the city. I think he went out drinking, and someone just either kidnapped him and decided he was worthless, or took pity on him. I don't know.
What, they kidnapped him and a child, and they were like, "Now you got resale value," so they just like dumped him with the car. Yeah.
I don't know quite, but that's mad, isn't it? Imagine that. It's fucking a bit terrifying.
I've woken up in my own view just after like deciding that was the best place to sleep while like drunk and having my keys on me, and then just woken up in a boot and then taking a moment to fucking realize. When I lived in Bristol, when I lived in with Ben and those lot, I went out to go in my car one morning. I didn't realize the fucking locks on the car weren't working, and I got in the car and I could smell booze. And I fucking looked in the mirror, and there was a guy asleep on the back. And I turned around, and he wakes up, and he's like, out. And obviously, the first thing I do is freak the fuck out. I'm just get the fuck out of the car, get the fuck out of the car, get the fuck out of the car. I got out of the car as well. He got out the back seat, so I was like, "What the fuck are you doing in my car? Like, you broke into my fucking car." And he was like, "Oh no, man, the door's open. I live up the road. I came back. I was drunk last night, and I left my keys at my mate's. I didn't want to like walk home, so I just like started."
Oh wow!
And yeah,
like, that's fucking great. You should do that as a stand-up bit, Dave. But you should say that like when he goes like, when you go like, get the fuck out of the car, get the fuck out of the car, like it's a 3-seater.
So dry January, ladies and gentlemen. Cheers.
Yeah.
See what happens. Let's see what happens. Fuck's sake. I'm a failure, Mum.
Wait, the first step is acknowledging that though, Carl. That's
yeah, cheers.
Chin chin.
All right, well now
7 days. And I've been running a lot. So I've agreed to do 100 kilometers in January, which is stupid, and I've done 20 now.
So what charity are you going to let down? Like, what are you doing it for, like? Are you doing it for a charity? I was about to say, like,
no, it's a competition between me and 2 former colleagues, and I'm going to win. But at the end, I'm finally not going to be a fat cunt. So I promise.
I mean, that is the prize.
Is one of your former colleagues Ricky Balshaw, or else I think that you're going to fucking struggle here, buddy.
Oh, good old step. I know I've lost a bit though since May because my second gig back was in Bournemouth and I had this T-shirt on. It's one of the only videos I have of me, and I did have like more significant tits that fell into a belly in May, so I've done better.
Man, I've put some bulk on for sure. I really have. But yeah, well, the guys in Bristol, a bunch of the comedians were like, we'll do like a weight loss thing over January, but they were talking about it in December. So like, it's meant to be healthy, but everyone was like, oh, I'm going to lose the most weight, so I'm just going to become a fat cunt over December and then lose the most weight. It's fucking, like mainline and gravy.
It's just.
Who signed up for it?
Who signed up for it? Well, me, but I was pissed, so it don't count. I'm not going to do it. I'll just become healthy for fun.
Ken, no, what happened one day? I was drinking beer and whiskey over Christmas, right? And I accidentally tipped a beer into my whiskey and then drank that and then thought, where's my whiskey? And yeah, that was the night that I should have gone to a neurological department when I hit my head. So I'll do that again.
You're aging in today, Francis, Carl.
I know. Hopefully, in about 5 years, he'll die. Well, not hopefully, but
he's coming a lighthouse keeper, isn't it?
We'll get the GoFundMe together, and I'll just move in, and I'll crack on. I'll just keep it going.
It would be such a beautiful thing, right? It would be such a beautiful fucking thing if, like, I don't know, just if more people were willing to fucking go there, because it's quite a far, and it is on the edge of an industrial estate. But B, like, you know, I've seen like rats crawling around out there, and it's awful, but it's a bit like a real life Phoenix Club.
Yeah, there's something. So we're talking about a place called the Holly Bush, which is a fantastic comedy venue, never die. But it's fucking. The first time I went in there, George took me in there. I was convinced I was going to get stabbed. There were no lights. There was a repurposed toilet sign, which is missing now. It's removed some of the.
Yeah, they've really tidied it up a bit. Yeah,
it's really invested.
Yeah, it's really lost a bit of the atmosphere, if you ask me.
They had working light bulbs.
The start.
The roast battle, they had working light bulbs in the men's toilets. So I've seen that maybe once there before. I
noticed he'd taken.
He asked us to bring light bulbs and wood that week.
I noticed he took down the urinals that have had someone's head bounced off them until they smash, and I feel that's a shame.
Yeah, but it is Phoenix, especially.
Huh?
Who?
When were you last there?
Me for the roast. I want to go up again very soon, actually, man.
No, we were all there for the roast.
Yeah.
1 month ago.
I wasn't fucking tired. Yeah, but no, I was like, have you been up since? I was like,
no. Have you?
Have
you been?
No. I swear the urinal was still there because I think I accidentally.
Oh, was it? No, that was probably just someone's. That was probably just someone's broken skull.
There's one urinal that's missing, but I assume that is a long-term thing.
Yeah, I thought there were two. I thought he took away the other one as well.
I don't know. To be honest, it's the least thing that I always lock myself in the shitter when I go up there anyway, just because it's I don't know. I don't trust the dark.
It's really dark in there, isn't it? I'd never shit. I'd never shit in the Holly Bush.
Well, some of us don't have choices.
Yeah, I did. I remember at Bushfest, I had to be in there, and because I can hear the comic just outside the window, and then I'm like, can they hear me shitting, or are they going to smell me shitting?
Of course they can. Of course they are.
Someone's written on a punchline for a week, and then they're just like.
To be actually right now,
to be honest,
from now on, I only shit at the Holly Bush.
I'm not necessarily talking about comedians there, but I've watched some nights. Sometimes I watch comics on stage, and I do just want to shit myself, like publicly, just start
fling it out
on my trousers, saying that's for the bucket.
To comics who've never been, that's the form of the light at the Holly Bush. Dave just flings his shit in the back.
Monkey
like
style.
Orangutan at the fucking Cotswolds Zoo.
The old chimp fling.
But no, I think if we did the GoFundMe when he does get terminally ill,
Carks it. That would be sad.
I reckon I could professionally drink little bottles of wine and just like turn the amp on.
Oh God, honestly, can you imagine? You have to, like, the thing is, Carl, I think what we're not addressing is that you really do have to radically lower your living standards.
He doesn't even have a bed, mate.
There's no more.
You just have to commit to like drink enough to be able to pass out on the floor each night.
Yeah,
which I think you do.
Yeah,
but, like...
the beds were burnt years ago. Really.
I love it. I'd never change it though. Well, I would change it a bit if it is mine, but I'd never want it to go. You don't want it to become like an all bar one. Not that one will appear on in Cradle Heath, but yeah. If you imagine if you went up there, like for some reason we didn't go up there for years, and we went up there to have a look, and it is like it's a wine bar.
I'd get a truck license and drive a Scania into it if that happened. I would not be.
Just do a tight 5 from underneath the rubble.
One
last time.
I tell you what, houses are cheap up there.
They are
nice houses. Nice houses.
We were saying last time, last time we drove up, there's a whole run of like really nice houses.
Yeah,
I guess people are moving out of the city.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there is also
it's alright if you work from home and you only want to go to like
other places.
So that's John Palmer's dream, but like most other people wouldn't be down for just Tesco's Express, the Bush.
Are we just going to name people tonight? Because I've already said it was good that the guy who used to run the venue that I tried to run died.
It is good. What happened with that place? Did he? What happens?
I'll burn it down.
It sold to a chain, so I went down there in the summer.
Do you not leave it to you?
No, well, I should have been nice to him, got in his will, and then killed him.
You should have.
I assume that's not a legal thing, because I assume they know the cause of death now, and it wasn't me, unless it was the argument we had. And then
argued to death.
Debated to death.
Masturbated to death.
Debated dawn.
Hey, do you want to know something that really annoys me? I saw this earlier today, is when people spell masturbate, but they spell it like master, like He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, because it's not. You spell it with a U. And I was thinking earlier today, this is true. I thought you can't spell masturbate with an E, because there's no masturbate without you.
It's a t-shirt. It's a t-shirt. Good.
That's the thing.
We're in it. We're involved.
It's true.
Okay.
But I don't know. I mean, we are in a weird time where comedy courses are being prescribed in the NHS. So it got the original. It looked like they were going to send Lenny Henry round when you're fucking dying of cancer. James Acaster is going to pop in when your fucking brain is about to fall out of your ears.
Maybe it's to help real therapists. You know how like the government sometimes steps in and helps industries. Maybe it's so that people go like, it's to separate the wheat from the chaff. And if people sort of feel better after having a little chuckle.
Well, it turns out it's a comedy. I don't give a fuck, right? It turns out it's a comedy course they're sending these people on to learn how to do comedy. Yeah, and then what's going to happen? They're going to go and bomb.
Yeah,
right?
That's bad.
And then they're going to kill themselves.
Yeah, I thought it was to watch comedy.
Or worse, Carl, they'll join the open mic circuit and we'll have more mental people.
Yeah,
well, no, that's fine. That's inevitable.
Everyone in comedy is mentally ill, and include us in that. But we've got a level of like not pissing yourself on stage into that as well. Like, not.
That is legendary now, isn't it? That is legendary.
I met the guy that was there, like when I was down in Bournemouth. The guy
that runs it.
After him. Yeah, the guy that the photo the photo of the guy looking down at the piss puddle while he's trying to do it.
What do you do, man? What the fuck do you do with that?
I'd want to punch him, but then someone's going to get covered in piss, and then you have to still clean it up. It's like, you're going to be rolling around in a puddle of piss.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You just want to, oh man, that's fucked. Just get a bucket of sand on it quick.
Fuck that though. He claimed it was performance art, and then when Craig ran it said "fuck you," he was like, "No, I'm mentally ill. You can't do anything."
The best one I've seen of a like mental illness at open mics. It was only a clip. It was double mental, double triple. So that's actually 6 times mental if you think about it. But it was a clip of someone in America a couple of years ago dressed in like a cheap seahorse outfit. You know, like the really cheap costumes you get. Yeah, he goes on stage with this cheap seahorse outfit and a bucket, puts his fingers down his throat and starts trying to hurl into the bucket, and he's like chucking up like slime and not like really vomiting, and the people that are running the night pull him off, but you hear him go no and try to fight them and get back on stage, and they're pulling him away again, and you hear him go no, it's not over till I filled it up.
What the fuck is wrong with people? I can't. And you know he's worked. The thing is, he's worked on that as well.
Yeah. Like no, not a rhino outfit. No. Don't go on holding an umbrella. No, seahorse. Right. Yeah.
And he probably run it by someone as well.
Of course.
What do you think?
He'd probably discuss it in the queue while he was buying it in the store and just freak out whatever minimum wage person was serving it.
He probably discussed it with his partner, and his partner's probably like, "Oh, fuck, you're gonna kill yourself." Oh man, I mean, never forget, Carl. You were there when that lady dropped quite the N-bomb.
No, I wasn't, but everyone else was, and I was there the next week and heard about it. Like Dave was there and everything, Dave Jeffries. But I'd heard about. Wasn't it her first open mic?
It was her first ever open mic, and she ended her entire set on, and it wasn't like an offensive set, you know what I mean? And she ended on an N-bomb. a sweet white middle-aged lady from Wales.
Yeah, if you're gonna throw one out there, end on it. Go strong.
Was this in Bristol?
This was at Dirty Doves, yeah.
Oh my god, I'm surprised.
I know, right? I know. Yeah, it was before all of that.
Bristolians are too weak. They'll only throw inanimate objects in the harbour to defend racism.
Yeah. You can't throw women in the harbour. I think that is a step too far.
That makes you a terrible feminist, but a racist. It's just, you can't work it out.
What do you move? Do I open the door? Don't I?
Yes, exactly.
I wish the one incident. Well, I've seen a few there, but the one favourite incident was a deluded, mentally ill man who rhymes with Baden that went up there with 10 sheets of A4 for 5 or 10 minutes and just proceeded to read the entire 10 sheets of paper. No laugh, not one. And then turning out, George lit him 3 times at least, I think, and we were like waving, "Get off!" Yeah. And he's like, he just read another 4 sheets of paper out, and then he come off, and we started a standing ovation for him and started banging the chairs like he was in Madison Square Garden. He fucking loved it. So
I mean, that's true. That's mental illness, because he was so unaware that we were taking the piss, but he really thought he'd crashed hard.
Was he seen again?
Well, he did. Last I heard about him, I saw him at Smoke and Mirrors, and he got gonged off very quickly. And then John Matthews started rolling him with a lint roller, and he went, "What is this shit?" I know he said, "Oh, what is this? You got a problem with my material?" And I said something like, "Your material is shitter than my granddad's underpants." So there's that. And then I heard that he did an hour-long special, and his dad walked out. So
yeah, that fits. When something just fits perfectly.
Was that the guy? There was a guy turned up at Dirty Doves once, super drunk. He'd been like drunk in the afternoon, and he was there with his mate. No. There was a newbie. It was like his first time on stage, and he was just like, "Yeah, I'm working up to doing an hour in like a month's time at like some memorial hall, which I imagine they only like burnt down afterwards. It was something. It was like a Royal Legion club or something like that. You know, like a fucking working men's club. And he was just like, "Yeah, I work there on the bar, and they keep telling me that I'm doing like maybe they just were fucking pranking him and were like, yeah, go out and do fucking comedy, and he's gonna come back and do an hour-long show to."
They probably love him. He's probably filming his Netflix special at the minute. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It'll
be one of those avant-garde ones where it's just in a bathroom with no audience. Oh, look at this new way of doing things.
I was thinking this, right? So I forget who it is, but there was some guy who filmed his special, and it was very sort of like cinematic and sort of more focused on the cinematic experience for the viewer at home. I wish I could remember this guy's name, but I was thinking, like, at what point does it become so sort of jazzed up that people are like, just get rid of everything and just make it, you know, a camera in a comedy club again, like Shane Gillis, you know, it's all going to take over.
Yeah, well, that's
keep it simple. Yeah,
cutting the big corporations out of it and putting it straight on YouTube if you've got an audience. That's what Norman, Sam Morril, Mike Becker thinks, Shane Gillis, and they're doing much better because of that. And then they haven't got anyone else telling them what to do, and they've filmed it, with one camera in a club. And
it's got to be better,
more like comedy. Yeah,
that's it. Actually, it seems more like comedy. That's legit, you know, like. Because the other way to do it is like if you focus loads on like the cinematic experience, at what point do you just sort of go, I'll just film me in a bathtub telling my jokes and then just put a laughter track over it, you know? And you go like, this is shit. You go, no, it's not. It's avant-garde.
That's what I was thinking when I got some videos of myself and they weren't great gigs. I thought I'd just put a laughter track on it. Send it somewhere. See if anyone notices. Just put a Friend soundtrack on it. Everyone's like, whoa.
Well, no, you'd have to use Seinfeld, isn't it? Bump, 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 bump.
Why not? Most places probably don't even look at things that you send in anyway. Like, oh, you're a human.
Yeah, they don't.
Or I'll just sit. If I just sit in a wheelchair in Tesco's and get my photo taken, I'll get on.
You know, well, who runs that gig?
It's just a couple of random ones thinking of. I can't remember what ones I'm thinking of.
Yeah, no, I know it.
Yeah, just sit in a wheelchair and look, you know, a bit miffed at the world, and they'll go. We'll have to put him on, and it will look great on social media.
I mean, it will.
When you turn up walking, you just go, look, there was a miracle. I went to church.
It's called stand up.
Yeah, exactly. Agreed. So how was Asda, Dave? Did you get your mold cleaning device?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's moldy?
The washing machine in this new place that we moved into. It appears the last people. Has she got moldy toenails? No. That's a misogynist joke. It's a little misogynist joke for everyone out there.
I don't think it is. So you're in your new place,
then you didn't get it.
Oh yeah. I'm sober. I'm sober.
Oh no.
Are you in your new place now, then, Dave?
Yeah.
Nice. How's my spare room coming along?
Never. I don't even have a room currently, so I'm sharing with a girlfriend. But my room's just full of boxes. But that's all right. It's a posh area of town. Every day I walk out, there's just like another family walking past, like in barber jackets. So it's a bit weird for me. I feel a bit out of place. But yeah.
You're still in Worcester?
Yeah, still in Worcester. Yeah, just the other end of town, by the cathedral, which is a bit weird because I just have.
You should put your postcode up for all of the people that are watching.
Yeah, I can put it up for you. I can put your address up. Your phone number.
Do that.
Me and come round and smell my mouldy underwear. Yeah.
bit of mold sniffing. It'll be either they're going to look at you like you're a criminal for a while. He's coming in at 1 a.m. He keeps coming and going. No idea, different clothes all the time. Or you'll just fit in and you'll be in a barber in like a year.
Like, I don't think I have
clay
the
pigeon
budget
shooting
to fit in
Sunday.
car. Like I left my car.
You get kids one.
I left my car on the road with like all of like the fucking bin bags from our old place in the back, just left there, and it's just like Range Rover, Merc, Citroen C3 that looks like it's been abandoned, another Merc, Range Rover. So yeah, unless I win the lottery in the next year, I think I'm gonna continue to be the poor man of the street. But it's all right. It's a nice place.
That's good. Hopefully, yeah, I can't wait to fucking move. I've been saying I'm going to move for 2.5 years, so I might as well stop talking about it. But it's going to happen. It is going to happen. I swear. I brought a space tapestry to stop myself hanging myself. I was like, I'm going to look at a different wall, different. It's different, and a purple light in the corner that I can change color. That stopped me just ending it in a siege, some kind of siege.
I feel that you should share that. To be honest, because I feel you're a man who's not even sort of like chased by demons, but maybe fueled by them a little bit. And if I feel that if the psychiatric community knew that a purple light that changes color and a space tapestry could bring that amount of peace to a man, I feel that would be a treatment that you could take credit for. That
and sobriety. So yeah, that's what I recommend. Just keep doing that. But yeah, why not? I should become a counsellor.
It's not really sobriety at this point, though, is it? It's more like talking about sobriety.
I talked about sobriety for 7 days, and then I saw one person that I know drink a beer that's like 60 miles away, and I got a bottle of whiskey out the kitchen.
No, that's fine. That's pretty cool.
And by the way, you're drinking a couple of beers. I'm probably going to drink half a bottle of whiskey and have a fight with my neighbours.
I'd never fight my neighbours. Like, I'd just be too awkward.
I didn't fight them, but I did scream, "I'm going to kill you and your entire family" during a podcast about 2 weeks ago. Because they banged on the ceiling for me making noise. And I was like, fuck you, after 4 years of you making noise. I was like, I'll kill your entire motherfucking family. So and then it's been a bit awkward since, but I just like, I don't go up when I can hear them leaving. I stay in and then I leave when they've left. No, I'm not going to make eye contact after that.
Oh my God.
That's an advert for Buffalo Trace Bourbon for you. Good. It's good. It mixes well with the unstable.
And makes your neighbours think you're a serial killer with a podcast.
Or a performance artist.
They just hear me
they're just glad
myself.
They're like above and not below because they don't want to piss you through the floor.
Yeah. If you think about it, they just hear me talking to myself for 3 hours. Like every week, and drinking and getting more and more drunk and more angry. So they probably just think there's that nutter downstairs. We know what he does, and he just makes a lot of noise until he threatens to kill us once a week.
I think that's all right, actually.
What you should do is stop drinking, but then start like bringing loads of like fertilizer home. So that'll just like freak them out even more. Just he's gone sober and turned to jihad.
Well, it's funny you should say that because I think they might understand, if you know what I mean. You might understand that. Say no more. I'll say no more. Might be on board. All I'm saying is
just loads of little bangs going off where they're testing ignition
be on board.
Upstairs.
Are you saying the problem is the drinking? Not the ammonia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're filming the sequel to 4 Lions up there. I think that's what's happening.
2.5 lions. Isn't it a family with a kid that you told me before?
What, up there?
Yeah.
No, it's a family, but what a small child does visit regularly, and I have shouted things while they're up there as well. Like, I hope he gets run over.
Just to test the size of the suicide vest that they're going to push them into like mother care with. Oh no, come back next week. We need to make some alterations.
We thought he was just a fat kid under that jacket. We had no idea.
It's got to be a good joke. Isn't a mullah a preacher? So like mullah care. But then people would think it was about yogurt. No, forget me. Don't worry.
Yeah,
don't
it'll
worry.
be like you're just a yogurt.
Just got distracted.
Don't worry. Sorry, guys.
Right? Well, we just working. We're working things out live.
Drop the ball bearing on that one.
It's a unique insight into the comedy process, isn't it?
But no one is watching this insight. Is anyone watching?
Yeah. There's 5 people watching, and there's some people from America, but they're not being very chatty today. So Ken's there. I don't know if Matt Napo, Jamie Dykes is probably watching it on Facebook. He'll probably join in at some point. And when he's drunk enough.
Oh. Speaking of which, I might have to go and get a little tinny of the strongest but cheapest booze in Co-op.
That does sound good. That does sound good. I'm getting complaints about my microphone levels. I don't know what I could do about that. They seem all right. So yeah, it's probably me just moving it around and then not using it. So there we go, Jamie. That should be better. It's actually fuck it. There we go. I'm going to read out a message from a comedian, but I'm not going to name him. And it says, "My son is currently laughing at animals with Down syndrome."
That's a funny video, though.
There isn't. That. There's no one that can convince me that could never be funny. It's always funny. It's going. If you see animals with Down syndrome, it's going to be funny.
I've seen cats with Down syndrome, and it is funny.
I've never seen an animal with Down syndrome.
It is funny. There's no way around it. Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly with you, Carl. Have you seen that cat? There's that white tiger. It looks right. It looks like a retard.
Oh, I mean,
have you seen that? Jamie, bring it up. This is like being on Joe Rogan. Jamie, bring up the picture of the retarded tiger.
Let me just. I can bring up this cat first. Hang on.
Put Snaggletooth, the white tiger.
This is the white cat. I mean.
That's not real. That's not real. That's not real. Oh, that one is real. What the fuck?
I've seen that one at an open mic. Sorry, now I've written open. A white open Down syndrome doesn't even make sense. So is this white tiger got Down syndrome?
Yeah. Put white tiger Down syndrome. It's funny.
Oh, my internet's a bit slow. Come on. Oh god, that's a child. I put my hand over it, but oh my
Look
god.
at this guy. Look at it. Like, you sort of feel bad for him. He's so inbred.
Yeah, I feel bad, but it is,
it's not his fault.
Fuck.
Look at this
one. Oh
it's
man.
It's like when you're 24 at the end of the night, that'll be what was called a 12 pinter.
It's like it's molten. Not
when
molten.
do you put an animal down? Like, come on, like.
Then, definitely.
Obviously, none of them are in the wild, right?
That's like a pug dog, isn't it? It's like It's like a pug dog.
Because
apex predator.
When you see a person with Down syndrome, they're often very friendly, right, and smiling and stuff. Do you think that a wild animal like a tiger or a lion, it's not going to kill you? It's just going to be really friendly.
I bet he's genuinely like Lenny out of Mice and Men. Like, he plays with rabbits.
They only let it put the stirrers out in the savannah.
Stirrers.
They're like just. Wow, I'm just thinking. I don't know how to finish that sentence, but there was someone that worked in Greg's. There was someone worked in Greg's, and they just say your job is to put the stirrers out because.
Oh. What do we know him?
That food.
Do we know him?
Right, I'll just say it. It's just a kid with Down syndrome that works in Greg's, and they don't let him near the food. Right? I was trying to hint around it, but
I heard of. I give everyone a job in Cardiff. Is that like some?
I defended him against some builders because I was laughing in my head. In my head, I was like, Jesus, they don't let him near the sandwiches. And then some builders said something to him though. They like laughed and snickered at him. So I said something
That's
to them.
no need. Yeah, that's kind
No, I
of
was
right.
like, yeah. So yeah, I did my little good deed.
Yeah, Carl would have waited to get in the van before he like ripped the shit into it.
Yeah, well, you know, like
Yeah, no, fair enough.
the guy's not in the van, is he? Hopefully.
No, well,
Bundled into the back.
If he's not, he's away from his post, George, and who the fuck is going to stir that coffee for you?
Well, I read an article about a guy with Down syndrome who was working on a scaffolding company.
Oh, there's a video of that, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a video
building
of
scaffolding.
Well, you know what I mean? Like,
he
it's
just
good.
carries the poles around and stuff.
Exactly. Like, yeah, if he's
And
just doing that, that's
puts
cool.
few car windows,
Look at he's
like,
strong.
just-
Yeah, but you would at some point, you'd be like, actually, never touch this stuff, though. Like, you know what I mean? You'd have to sort of, at some point, you'd have to be like, I know you want to do this, but you are not tightening those bolts on the scaffolding.
You'd spend all your time checking, wouldn't you? What's it
Yeah,
now?
that's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it.
Well, you got to go home and tell his mother that he's done a good day's work. He did very well today, very well. Only 3 people died on the scaffolding.
Imagine if he did bad. That's the reality of it. It would be. Imagine the PR. Imagine the negative PR of having to fire someone who's afflicted.
Yeah, I mean, what's the official reason though? So like you're just
Bad at your job.
It's your job. It's your job that's gone bad here. You've got an extra job.
Extra work ethic.
Yeah, he's got too many work ethics. You know what I mean? It's gone. Right.
Maybe they do work at Levi's.
I've ruined this. I wanted to, have this a nice conversation, and we spent 10 minutes on up syndrome.
I got a good joke. I have got a good joke. Isn't it funny how you can throw up and you can throw down and you can catch up, but you can't catch downs?
It's just something there. I think that should be immediately screened into an open mic, and when you've driven 3.5 hours and the promoter's mum and dad's there watching it in the back.
Do you know what the setup will be? Do you know what the setup will be? It'll be love me.
I do know something, George. I just make that your first to like the next Smoke and Mirrors Gong show. Just make it first at the next Smoke and Mirrors Gong show. Just go out, say nothing, and
why'd you keep doing the down stuff?
Because I have it.
Oh dear. Yeah, luckily you'll never see this. But yeah, it's not. My last gong experience was so terrifying that you were there, George. I had to go and sit in a corner for half an hour and like vaguely join in conversations for 30 minutes. But it took me a good 30 minutes to recover. I was just sat in the corner going, "Oh my god."
What was that?
That was in the summer when I went out on stage, and then I didn't realize there was a COVID screen between Liam and the rest of the stage. So I was stuck between the COVID screen and Liam, and then I had to bundle my way through and nearly knocked his table over to get round it. Then got fucked off immediately because they didn't like I made a joke about the Chinese or the Thai massage parlor next door, and I got a card for that. Then when I tried to leave the stage after unceremoniously getting gonged off, I couldn't get through the curtain because the screen had like stopped where you'd normally get out, and I was just crabbing along the curtain. Because now people are laughing at me, and then finally your lovely wife saw me on the monitor out the back and opened it so I could get out, and I was just fucking. I didn't know what had happened, and it was the worst thing ever. But Liam came out afterwards. He goes, "I thought it was all a bit. You're doing a bit."
Oh fuck!
No, I should have just gone. Yeah, that's right. I've gone.
Yeah, you should have.
I've gone comedy mental.
I've gone full alternative. No, I was just too fat to get past your stupid COVID screen, and then I couldn't get off the stage. Is what happened?
No, whoa.
So what? Like, is it like a screen in front of you, between you and the audience?
It's like
sits in the corner.
Like a spit guard or something.
Yeah, he was sat in the corner, and then there's a gap, and then a screen. But where you go out,
yeah,
I think I should have just gone right a bit more. But I hadn't watched any of the shows, so I didn't know. I just ended up on the stage with people looking at me, going, "Be funny, then." I'm like, well, I'm stuck. I'm stuck at the moment, physically stuck.
It's a weird vibe, the Gong shows, because like it's all Groupon. All of the people that go to Smoke and Mirrors are all there for Groupon. They're not there for comedy. You know what I mean?
I never knew that.
Yeah. It's all.
I get the feeling with other shows as well that I've been to. It's like you get there and they're just fucking hammered.
Oh
yeah.
Like, well, this is going to be good.
Yeah.
The Blackouts, like I think it's like they pay like £3 to go in, and it's quite late at night anyway, so people are really pissed. And I think that's a pretty cheap show, and they're just like, all right, let's fill this room with as many drunk sociopaths as we can find off the streets.
Yeah, it's just.
Did I tell you about when I did Top Secret? Some motherfucker tried to kick my legs out on the way to the stage.
Sound.
What, comic or audience?
Audience. But yeah, no, like 30 seconds. Free Storm Marwin for 30 seconds, and then it was like, off you go.
Fuck. Yeah. Nah, man. Like that is. How's? I get why it exists, right? I get why it exists. That sort of shit is a good business model for the venue, but that ain't helping. Oh, like comedy.
Well, but
you know what I mean?
They don't advertise it. Like the one that Carl did, right? The Vauxhall, they advertised that. It was like, do you want to break a comedian's mental health? And it's like, too late, guys. Like, you know what I mean? This is...
Yeah, innit? That ship sailed. Like
that one, George. They had a lovely green room, which is basically, it looked like an old strip club. You're in this pink fucking area, but it's really nice out the back. But when you go out, they've got the Gong cards of dildos. So it's called Ding Dong Gong.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? That's just full of vicious harridans, surely.
They give the biggest, most obese harridan that's been drinking all day the fucking 16-inch double dildo. So you know that fucking pig cunt is sat there waiting to wave that as soon as you can. Like, it's my turn to wave.
I'd do that. Yeah. I'd do that fucking gig. But I'd be like, if it's the moment the first dildo goes out, you go, put that back down and put it inside you and shut up. Like,
yeah, sorry, my
you'd have to, you know what I mean? You'd have to just be a fucking, yeah, exactly. Yikes.
But that again, that was another pissed up fucking crowd, and they were like animals as well. They weren't quite as bad as it sounded like Dave's were, but they were like just like animals already.
The Top Secret, they were coked up as well. Like, it's like the show doesn't start till 11 on a Saturday night, and it's London. Like, if they weren't coked up, they'd be the oddity.
Probably cheaper to do a load of coke than buy fucking drinks.
True.
That's a little top tip for anyone going out in London.
Be round in an hour. No, they it's Saturday night at 11:30. They've been drinking since lunchtime. Is what's happened.
Yeah. Do you want to
fucking piss all day?
Right? Do you expect to get laughs from people that have been fucking spasticating themselves since the word go? Because
especially when it's a show that they feel a part of, which they are a part of, I guess.
Yeah.
It's going to be all about them. Like, how can I get this fuck this night up for this person?
Yeah, exactly.
200 miles.
Yeah.
One of them in Manchester, like this bitch was there. I could see her from upstairs, and she was carding everyone like this. And so I observed her, and of course she did it to me as well. Bang, straight up. So I remember saying to the mic, "You've been fucking watched." I knew you were going to do that, but when I did get gong off, for some reason I had to walk right past the table. I remember leaning down. I don't know what I said to her, but it wasn't polite. It might have made me look like a. But I wasn't upset about going off. I was pissed off at her just lifting a card up for no fucking reason for everyone. And the third guy, apparently the host was over talking to him, but he's like really slowly lifted it up, then down, then up, then down, then eventually got me off. But he was like, I was just waiting for the right time.
Oh, tosser.
So you fucking toss back.
The right time is at the end of the fucking... Are you for real? Don't you get what you're doing? Right.
You get people on dates, right? So you get like... So, you know, something a girl. You said the word abortion, and now she's upset because she's had.
Yeah, so then he's fucking.
Year, right? So then he's getting the elbow. So it's like, yeah, you got to go.
Yeah.
There was one of those like sociopaths that like this. Okay, this girl that beat the blackout, right? She come out specifically on her own because
that sounds racist as well. That sounds inherently racist.
Oh, beat the blackout. It does.
It can't be good.
There was a guy who did a joke about Ethiopia having no food and got like 2 cards, and I was like surprised he survived even the 2 minutes that he did. But there was a girl at the back who she come out on her own, and she was just sat at the back, and she was on her phone, and then you have a 2-minute grace period, and then they make a noise. So as soon as that noise went off, she just like stuck her card up. She wasn't even
what the
and
fuck?
That was her, like, yeah, fucking. I think it was that's a Thursday night. Yeah,
that is sociopathic. Just on a Todd, not just
on a Todd, mate. Because she was sat at the back near the comedians, and we're all kind of
what the fuck?
Yeah. Already.
Oh, she probably had an abortion because of a comedian and has got some sort of vicious revenge.
She's a burn chuckle fucker. Is what.
There you go. I knew there'd be a word for it.
Yeah.
Maybe she's like a serial killer that just preys on, like, yeah, as you said, comedians, and she just like looks for the most depressed and vulnerable one at the end and goes, "Oh, do you want to come home with me?" And whoever's dumb enough to do it like ends up in a freezer with like a photo of an X on the top of it.
She does sound familiar, to be honest, Dave.
Yeah, I think
Carl, I think we met that person, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we've all met that person.
No, I think we yeah, I think we did.
I think I might be cutting it on now. Yeah. Now sobriety is leaving me like a fucking dream, like a soon to be forgotten dream.
If I said with a bit of a Cockney rhyming slang, if I said skinter on the Scrain barge.
Oh my god, yes. Yeah.
Harridans.
And we know someone that fucked us. So. Well, 2 people, but one.
No, we know one who fucked Skur.
I fucking don't like this guy so much. I nearly wanted to say his name, but I'm not gonna.
God, it's like Bletchley Park watching this, isn't it? What is this code they're talking about?
He was molested and he's Scottish. Right. Figure it out.
I'm trying to work out this fucking code now. Right?
I might have to. I'll text it. And I don't know if you know. Yeah. Okay.
I know. He's proper sharp being molested.
And do you know that? Do you know the target of his penis? This particular night, it's hang on.
Okay.
Have you been to the? Oh, come on.
No, I don't think Dave's even been.
Barge. I know what goes on there.
Oh, I see. No, not that.
We'll have to send you some pictures sometime. There's a real meth head that hangs around there, and that person that I sent you the name of in front of me and George. Literally, we were in a pub after a gig, and she was on top of him in the pub in front of everyone. And, there's 4 old men, and then she's trying to fuck him in a pub in his cycling outfit. Well, there's another clue.
Tires, spaced. Spaced.
It looks like tire. Hang on. It was just like tires from space, basically. So,
tired tires.
Literally, he had a cycling outfit on that night. That's what I.
Tiresome. Tiresome.
Do you know why? It's because I'm still like bitter that 2.5 years ago he said I wasn't funny. Right, so
I wouldn't worry about him being a reliable critic, to be honest, mate. I feel like his metric. I feel like his metric is a bit off.
I'm sure he had that fucking hat on. Like he had a hat like it that night.
I feel like he's the kind of person who probably thinks that the only funny things on planet Earth are him and
where his penis went.
Until it's been there, you know what I mean?
I said, you know, fuck it. I said because I think something did happen to him when he was younger, and
It did.
if I ever get into a time machine, I'll make sure that it gets fucking done. I will fulfill the loop when I'm 57. When I'm a 59-year-old bitter open micer doing 6
Marty.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back in time, and I'm not going to like get an almanac or kill Hitler. I'm going to fucking touch him up. So,
I like that you know, obviously you can't molest him so hard that he kills himself. That's the easy way out.
You got to get the balance just right.
Yeah,
just so he cries when Carl meets him for the first time in the future at open mic.
Yeah.
Like,
so you want to still
be funny? Like he said, I wasn't funny. He was crying the entire time. So fuck him.
You want to still give him the damage that makes him want to be famous, right? Give him that damage, but then just enough so he's got no confidence on the stage.
The Epstein School of Comedy over here.
Oh wow! I mean, that would be good. None of his victims have been particularly funny. None of their media press releases have been full of puns, have they?
Yeah, it's just like, oh yeah, they would have taken you a little bit more seriously if he'd thrown a few jokes in there.
Well, you know,
at least in the opening statement.
Well, it would have captured the attention of the public at the time of the original case, which I think is 2009, with a little bit more effort on their part, maybe. That's what I'm saying.
Come up and do 5 minutes at the top of the court case, and it'll make the news.
A tight 5.
Who's MCing?
I think that's one of the things at Bushfest last year when I won't say his name, but Dylan Hones, the Spanish guy.
Oh yeah.
The dodgy hard drives didn't turn up for the gig. I think I did say he used because no one was mentioning it at the festival, so I went up at the festival. So I went up and said, "Oh, he did ask me for a tight 5 once, or something like that, or a tight 10." Now I know what he meant. And then we all named 3. Actually, it was all of us 3 that talked about it, and fucking no one else talked about it.
No. That guy with the guitar talked about it, didn't he?
Oh,
he did a song, and he talked about it a little bit, but not enough. So,
well, George, you did a whole song about it.
Yeah, well, it's catchy, wasn't it?
Hilan Hones. Hones Mann. I bet that's where he is now. He's in Marbella with pushing her around before a fucking margarita and then doing stand-up.
His little fucking jower. Honestly.
I knew. So you always think it, but I knew there was something off. I always knew there was something off. But I never. He was always polite, so I was like, I don't know. He's just a weird guy with a hearing aid.
I actually always thought there was something off about his wife more than him, because like I just assumed that he was like some nutty shit comedian with low self-esteem. But like,
correct.
Turns out, well, very low self-esteem. Don't think he can pull many ladies. But his wife was really weird, really peculiar. But
that's right. But I did put her on stage once, and when she hobbled off, because she was, let's face it, all fucked up, and I think that's a medical diagnosis. She like hobbled off stage on
trotters.
And I remember saying to everyone, if anyone has a go at this night for not being diverse enough, I put one on. So never. As she's still between the stage and the fucking chair. She was slower than Ricky, Dave, honestly, and way more ugly. Ricky's beautiful. This bitch
from the top half.
Yeah, yes, he's all right, isn't he? But for someone whose legs don't work.
And by the way, if anyone thinks we're being too offensive, he's a paedophile and his wife covered it up.
Not Ricky.
Not Ricky.
Not Ricky.
Like, fucking Olympics team onto us.
Hilan Hones.
I'm going to go for a cheeky toilet break. Sorry.
I can see there's somebody else that he's calling me. I can see you now. There's someone else back here as well. Someone else he's very Welsh. Dave, I don't know if you know him. He's a Welsh comic, and He is an alcoholic, so we'll bring him on now.
Hello.
I've got to get used to all these different audio levels.
Yeah, I got a little spot.
Hi, Jamie.
Queen. Hi, Carl. Dave, how's it going? You okay?
All good, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. I think I met you once. I think in one of Carl's gigs.
Probably the rocking chair.
Yeah,
probably.
It was the rocking chair. He was dressed up all in black, literally like fucking dressed up like Phil Mitchell. And you've done your
he had a black bomber
I gotta
jacket
go. I've got to get a train back to wherever the fuck he was going.
Oh yeah.
I remember that.
That was
you
the
had to come
Caribbean
down
place,
and then
wasn't
leave. Yeah. And then you had to leave early, and yeah. I remember. And good job for leaving early as well.
The owner.
That was the other place. That was another place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just sat in the fucking green room in the background. Then all I could hear was Carl and you guys just talking about some woman in a wheelchair, and I instantly knew you was talking about Roller Pig and his pedo-assed partner. I was. That's why I called you. I was just eager to get in. As soon as I heard,
I saw you. I didn't see you down there.
I have to get in.
Because obviously, when I started running that, Jamie and all the group of Welsh comics that all started together, he was in that group, and he would always come along to those nights, right?
Yeah.
So I never really spoke to him. I spoke to him once, and he was a bit off, but he did have a hearing aid, and I liked it. This is still Dylan, by the way. He did have a hearing aid, and I like to think
Jamie, how good?
Hey, George, you good, man?
How good? Yeah, you good.
Good. I was just saying to Carl, I didn't mean to like hijack what you were just saying, but I was just sat like in the back then, listening to you guys talking about a fat woman struggling to get into a wheelchair, and I instantly knew you was talking about fucking non-safire.
He did.
That's like called Carl. I was like, get me in.
Roller nuts.
To be fair, he did call her Roller Pig, so it's a good name.
I like him. I think he's all right. I like him. You know what I mean?
But I can't remember what I was saying now. But yeah, he had a hearing aid, but I like to think it's like, stop downloading kiddie porn. He's like, you what? Batteries, you what?
Like dial-up in an ear. The dirty bastard. I remember because the first time I saw him, the second time I saw him was in last Rites, Carl's gig. And I was like, my partner was there, Keely was there.
It needs to be Reddit.
Yeah, and when it came out that he was a dirty little so-and-so, I said to Keely, I said, you never guess what? She went, is him, innit? I went, yeah. My wife just knew. She was like, it's him. And his big wife was like, yes.
I was up in Leamington Spa getting hammered, and I drove to Dave's house actually the day it happened. I was at your house when we started hearing about someone from Penarth has got done.
Yeah.
I drove to your house, and you gave me 2 cups of tea to sober up, so I'm going back to Cardiff. And then Your Honour. It was the next day. It's fine.
You were nursing a hangover, and I gave you like a cup of tea, and you suddenly just like paused and froze. And I was like, as he just remembered, he's like hit a child in the hire car.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
And then he just like started showing me the messages.
But by the time I got home, when I got out of the car this end, I got your messages like, oh, it's because we knew it was the other name, the Dave Parton or whatever.
Yeah, because we were trying to look him up, and we at first we thought it was just some like random bald bloke, and
I had half a thought it might be him
on the internet.
I thought it was him because he was the only person in the age group from that area that I knew.
Yeah,
he's like,
what is the actual name? He's got like fucking like pseudo names and shit.
Yeah, he does.
Dave Parton.
It is Dave Parton. So what was his name again? It was
Jones.
Jones, right? Okay, Dylan.
Yeah,
Jones.
It used to be. It was that he used to go by the stage name, didn't he, Dave Parton? And then he changed it. I presume obviously because of that.
Yeah, so I put on one of the fucking the South Wales comedy. I didn't even go on them anymore. I just said, why didn't you just like name him for who he is instead of being cryptic? And people were like,
oh fuck,
being cryptic. I just said, just fucking say who the fuck he is. It's like.
When it comes to that kind of stuff, fuck that. Like, if someone's being a bit peculiar, maybe skirt around it until people sort of know it. No need to print out names. But if someone's fucking yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
that's
there
the correct
we go.
pronunciation. Fucking Dylan Jones. I say it 1,000 times. Dylan Jones fucking wanks off over kids.
He's working 5 to 9.
Yeah, exactly.
If you look at, I didn't know the full extent of what he downloaded or seen, but I think it was Jordan who basically said, she said, no, what he was done for was whatever category of child pornography. So therefore, she said it's one of the most like horrific forms of shit.
The worst of the worst.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
Man, fuck that cunt. Like, there's no point in protecting that name. Dylan Jones, alternative name. What is it? Fucking
Dave Parton.
Dave Parton. Get it right. Yeah. Whatever it is. David. No, that's someone else. No, that is someone else.
Oh
Plenty
no,
of
he
people
was a Die. He
did call himself Die. Yeah,
Yeah.
but not that guy. No. Yeah, exactly. People used to shout at him in the street. That's what I heard.
Die! He's like, I changed my name to it. But,
people like me.
I always thought of Jamie. By the way, you know that I've started drinking, obviously, right?
I did catch like you was as soon as you said you had whiskey. I saw Ken. I literally glossed over. I was watching program telly with the fam, and I glossed over it quickly. And then you said I got a drink. I knew it was Buffalo Trace, and then I saw Ken say "Daddy." But
talking to Ken. Yeah. Ken says someone is slacking on vinyl duty. There's no vinyl.
Sorry, Ken.
Is that a Gib joke?
My daughter's having a refurb. No, my boy sat here earlier doing some schoolwork, and he removed the vinyls because they were on the heater. And
so it's his fault.
It's his fault. And I kicked him.
Jamie, drink 5 beers and hit him by midnight.
Why wait?
Fuck that kid, dude.
Drink 5 beers and send him on TikTok with Dylan Jones.
Nerd.
TikTok.
Also, we got to tell Jamie to get headphones because this speaker just goes out into his house and his whole family hears what I say. So
yeah, well,
they know.
Wow.
Lovely, really.
Fine. I should get.
They know.
Headphones.
They know I'm lovely, really. I'll buy you a set at the end of the month because I'm nice. What are you drinking tonight?
Yeah.
He
hurts me.
What are you drinking?
Oh, me.
What you snacking on, Jamie?
I got a couple of. I'm drinking. Finishing off a beer now, and I got a vodka tonic just to take the edge off, and then I'll see what happens. I said,
"Take the edge off the beer."
We watched a couple of episodes of Modern Family, so the kids are going up now, and so I said, "Okay, I can jump on a podcast for half hour with Carl Schwinn. I'll see you tomorrow morning." I was like, "Okay." You
mean you were just looking at Sofia Vergara's tits, going, "This is funny."
Pretty much, not just Sophie, not just her. I mean, we was watching like season 4, season 5 now.
Don't talk about one of the daughters on here. Not before.
They're older now. They're older in season 5. That's absolutely fine. Dylan,
unbelievable. I never did that.
Amazing. Yeah.
Lovely. Get out of the swimming pool. Look at my tits. It doesn't even that.
Jeez,
was that? It's not even Colombian.
I love it. It's
Colombian. That was it. Lovely.
It sounds like a Colombian version of Little Britain.
Yeah.
Basically, it is. So it's like look at the tits.
I'd watch it.
And then
stop.
Everyone else is going. Everyone else is going. She looked 12 to me.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Dylan special.
12 to me. It's like
Jones in for the next episode.
Yeah,
we could get him on. We'll put him in a wig and call him someone else, and then just get a really serious interview. Talk to him emotionally, and then just shout nonce and have big nonce come up in the letters on the screen.
Bye.
Oh,
back to your cage.
Where's the final gun?
Just when you think Joseph Fritzl taught you everything you knew. Back to your cage.
Remarkable man. Some people say,
phenomenal.
Some people say, be happy that you lived. The Earth is 4 billion years old. Be happy that you lived at the same time as David Bowie. But I say, be happy that you lived at the same time as Fritzl.
I completely agree. And what I will say to that, George, is this, right? I don't think, and no one's been able to prove me wrong, he didn't charge rent. You know what I mean? He did a board and lodge. He didn't charge, And
he's a charitable man.
Yeah, people say, "Oh, yeah, but he got her pregnant, and then he burned the kids in the blast furnace." How else are you going to heat your house?
That's right.
Didn't she claim that she knew nothing about it?
From one blast furnace to another.
He's doing man stuff out in his shadow down in the basement. I don't want to know what he's doing down there. Yeah, there are screens, but it's probably power tools.
He just takes down like a model train every so often just to like throw off the center.
Yeah. Right,
It's weird. It's weird that train screams stop.
I want to go back and rewatch a load of Fritzl stuff because, like, I remember the basic facts.
His home
movies. Yeah.
Yeah, snuff.
Yeah, this one's called Tape Number 232. She was asking for it.
Can't get
now
it.
on Disney Plus.
Yeah, Disney Plus. Disney Plus is the worst.
We're in need of a Netflix documentary, I think, about the Fritzls. It's been long enough. They do some good stuff. Dig that one up. Get in there. Because that was wild.
Yeah, it could be like a live. They could do like the Osbournes version of like the Fritzls and family footage and stuff, make it all fun and games and.
It wouldn't be the man of the house that was shaking from trauma, would it?
Oh, the poor girl. Jesus Christ.
Let's fucking Sharon. More. Let me out. Let me out.
Let me out. Let me out.
Oh.
How many great this is probably the third great man to come from Austria, and not out. You got
who's the second?
Arnie Schwarzenegger.
Oh, come off it, man. He hasn't killed anyone.
Yeah, that's true.
But we know of.
Yeah.
He has in the movies. He has in the movie. Still one of my favorite things is Bill Burr's 15 minutes and how great a man he is. One of my favorite things. But then it's after he fucked the nanny, got her pregnant, and she's on 200. She got 250 grand for getting pregnant with his kid.
That fucking whore. Yeah,
quarter of a billion. But no, obviously we all know. Let's not even mention the first great man. So let's not even mention he was great. He bloody was. He might have taken.
Stalin was Austrian.
He might have taken the wrong path, but
you talk about Mozart.
Yeah, Mozart.
Or Beethoven, yeah.
When I was in Berlin a couple of years ago, I went to the Reichstag, right, where Mozart used to play, right? And I went round. Honestly, I went round the front of it, and I just looked up at the building, and I just breathed. I was like,
"That's the Mozart breathed."
He was here. I was thinking, like, he was here. I'm not condoning it, but it is like historic, isn't it? It's like.
Yeah, like I'd go to
shouting from this balcony.
Yeah. Oh, what, did you go to the balcony?
No, I went just looking up at it, as if I was a member of the crowd, going, "Yes, well, not yes."
Oh, they should allow people. They should charge money to do a piss off that balcony. I think
it'd be great.
The same day, next to there, there's a Jewish memorial, which looks really weird. Have you ever seen it?
It's spiky, isn't it?
Spiky.
Is that the one with the pillars?
It's weird. It's just weird. It's like a modern art thing.
I think I'm thinking of one in Paris, but it's all spiky.
I don't know what I would do. Please don't say anything fucking too bad, because this is. I don't know what I don't know what I would do with a Jewish memorial, but this is it. It's just like a load of blocks. Like honestly,
like Minecraft. Like Minecraft.
Yeah. It is. Yeah.
It's an anti-Semitic trap for like kids. You know what I mean? Like some child gets pictured like just hopscotching over it, and it's like, okay, you're cancelled. You can't go to school now.
Yeah, and that's a bit rubbish, if I'm honest. The one in Paris, I think, is interesting. Spiky.
So I go to this, right? It's next to the Reichstag. I thought, while I'm here, look on the map. So there's a place of interest. Let's go.
Yeah, what the fuck?
We've been to the place where he spoke. Let's go next door and go to the Jewish memorial, And I got there, and all there was a farmers' protest that day. So there were tractors all over Berlin just honking their horns.
There have been other protests.
There have been other protests, specifically about this. Other protests are available. But it was just like, I'm at this peaceful, contemplative Minecraft tribute. And there's just 1,000, honestly, like 1,000 tractors behind me just honking their horn.
Maybe it was the far right who were like, we won't get on the news if we just, disguise ourselves as aggrieved agricultural workers.
Yeah. I think that's just how they traditionally celebrate it, actually. I think they just traditionally bring in 1,000 tractors to remember the bales of hay that they're making, and that's why there's concrete bales of hay in that area of the world.
It is. And also all those tractors thinking, all those people dead, what a waste of fertilizer that was. It's
that's right. And that's it.
If while they're there, if while they're there, they lean out the window and just shout, "What about the pigs? Pigs!" And then everyone will think they're just.
Everyone think they're talking about the police.
It was such a weird. But no,
that'd be awful. That'd be awful. Oh, imagine that. I mean, that'd be awful, wouldn't it? You wouldn't want a policeman to be feeling silly on their day when they're working as well. That'd be really.
It would. It'd be fucking horrific, wouldn't it?
Yeah, next to the Lego concrete.
I know what you're saying.
Okay, I've kind of. I was thinking about nice things.
I don't know if I do.
I mentally came back into that conversation, not getting it, but now I don't want to. It sounds. Oh, there it is.
Imagine having, imagine relaunching and rebranding your podcast on the first night, and you don't get the jokes that your friends are saying. Listen,
I've been sober for a week.
Yeah, right? Come on, let him get it out of his system, Jamie. For fuck's sake.
It's been a week. The last time I heard Carl say he was gonna take like the month or so off the booze.
I'm so fucking ashamed of myself.
It was less than a week ago. He's like, I'm going to take a month off at least. And then here he is tonight, fucking sinking a bottle of fucking Buffalo Trace, no doubt.
Here's what, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, sponsored by Buffalo Trace.
That was not even
having said that,
it was not an educated guess. It was obvious.
I brought that New Year's Eve and I didn't open it for a week, so that's pretty good. It just sat there for a week and I looked at it every day, didn't touch it.
That's strong.
Yeah, it's strong. But George sipped a beer 60 miles away and then I started drinking. That's what happened, just to catch you up.
Yeah. I don't like that. Like, I feel like no matter how much this degenerates, and I feel like it will.
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to be the tagline. 60 miles away, a beer was drank.
Yeah, but then in George's defense, it wasn't you, George, or you, Dave, at all. I think it was Carl could have read a bit of Anne Frank's diary, which said, today we had bread, cheese, and a glass of wine. And he would have been like, oh, fuck it. Do you know what I mean? This was 100 years ago and thousands of miles away. Hundreds of miles away, rather. And he would have drunk anyway, because he's easily swayed when it comes to booze.
I really thought I could fucking do it. That's what upsets me the most. I really thought I could do it. And I was like, do you know what? I'm going to show them. I'm going to do a sober podcast, and I'm going to come and do that gig at Dove's next week, and I'm going to be fucking sober, and they're going to see.
Yeah. I'm going to be so sober.
I'm going to be so sober, it's going to suck. You need to be drunk.
It's Christmas. It's Christmas.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Well, it will be, because before long we'll be all going, oh my God, I can't believe this year's gone so quick, and it'll be Christmas. So fucking start now.
Just let it. It's a cycle, Like,
it is.
What was the? Quickly, what was the weirdest thing that happened at Christmas for you guys? Did anything weird happen with your family? Did they say anything weird? Anything racist?
I had COVID and pulled my back out of my bed, but no.
Fake virus. There's no room for that here, pussy.
I know.
And I believe that as well. I believe it.
I went to a beach in North Wales, and
sounds nice.
and my wife's Australian, innit? So I took a picture at the beach and sent it back to the Australians that were celebrating Christmas.
I thought you were going to say you attempted a barbecue on a beach in North Wales on Christmas.
No. North Wales beach at 8 degrees in the rain. Fuck Bondi.
I'm trying to cook a fucking turkey on a barbecue that you bought in a gas station.
They were fucking disgusted, honestly. We sent this picture back to the motherland, and they were fucking affronted by this picture of this beach in North Wales. But
exactly. I know the feeling. I mean, obviously, I know a few Brazilians, and I send them. This is an English beach, and they're like, "This is not a beach."
That's what they said. About? They said, "Please don't ever call that a beach."
Pebbles
It's
and
some
sand.
sand. If you're lucky, because it might be stones, right?
Yeah.
You show a foreigner a stony beach. Like, what is this? This is a fucking.
Oh
You're cutting
no!
your feet.
Too much fun.
Oh, George got a brick phone at him from the Australian.
Stop talking about the beaches like they're good.
But yeah, because you go to these places and it's paradise. It's blue water. It's beautiful. You have a nice beach. It's all lovely. You just get in the sea at fucking 30 degrees. Here, it's cool. There are some nice beaches here, but
Sewage.
We empty our shit into them, don't we? It's like
There was a thing in it. It used to be quite cool in the 90s to have like wetsuits and all that sort of like surfer bullshit that said SAS, but it wasn't like to do with the army. It was surfers against sewage.
Was there really?
That's kind of gross.
These people should be assassinated by British Special Forces before guests of Afghan weddings.
Yeah.
Right? In the name of democracy. We'll kneecap you instead of the kids going to the weddings.
God, I miss Obama.
Yeah. Gotta miss just melting children in the name of freedom. Just it's democracy. It's democracy. Because he said it like that, everyone went, yeah, man, yeah, cool.
Just on the move a little bit. I mean, got a vaporizer for Christmas, so I
hope there's no drugs in it, George.
I
hope there is.
You should go to Bristol. I reckon you should go to Bristol Booze. Oh no, you don't live near Bristol Booze anymore. When you lived up the road, go into Bristol Booze was one of my favourite things to do there. It's just let's stagger down Bristol Booze the next day after drinking and buy 3 litres of Strongbow and sit there day drinking. I think that was
bargain booze.
Bargain booze. Sorry, bargain booze. So we did that. I crashed at George's one day after a gig for a change, and then the next day I never went. I just never went home. We just drank. We sat there and drank from about 11 a.m. to about 8 at night.
We got sauced up.
Shit. But it was a lovely memory. No, Bristol Booze is the van that me and Dave Jeffries got at 5 a.m. After drinking and whatever else happened that night. We now at 5 a.m. we need overpriced vodka from a van that I'm going to go out and get in my bare feet out of a flat. And it's 30 quid for like a little bottle. We need that.
That's dumb. That's dumb. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'd recommend.
George, we weren't thinking straight. Let me put it that way. We had quite the nights.
No. Yeah, I've been there, but like phone up Alco Runner and buy like I think a 20 pack of their Budweisers that are labeled for the World Cup, so they got to get rid of them. And
here's the thing:
that's like £15. That's a bargain. That's a late night booze bargain, and you know it, Carl.
We were almost ready for bed. We'd switch from beer to spirits, and it's hard to switch back. That's the thing.
Is.
And it was like all I remember is Dave Jeffries going another Toporino. I'm making fucking orange juice cocktails at 6 a.m. now, like a Wednesday.
Wakey. Orange juice in the morning, it's always good, you know. Always good. Yeah, bargain booze. Fucking. I remember last year in the summer, I was drinking Euro 2020 beer. You know, in Heineken bottles of beer with fucking Euro 2020 on it. This is 2021, motherfuckers.
Yeah, they don't care, right? They really
Aldi
do not.
I know it was Aldi. I bought a couple of crates of Heineken from. Yeah, it had fucking Euros 2020 on. This is 2021.
Yeah, they don't care. Like it's you're lucky if they're not rotten and rusted through tins. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll still drink it. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
As long as I ain't Carlin, I'll give it a go.
It's the worst beer in the world. I remember willingly drinking that in a pub in my hometown. Just willingly going, I'll have a Carling, please. Oh. And now it's just like
they're really proud of it up here in the Midlands. Like it's Carling is like the house lager. Because Burton-on-Trent's not far away, bud. Like, yeah.
Who gives a fuck about Burton-on-Trent?
In the Midlands, buddy. They've got Worcester sauce and Carlin, and that's
Is that what they're making? Burton-on-Trent.
Burton-on-Trent. Carlin Premier's nice, mine. That's a good fucking drink. Good.
So I'm
Carling
going to
Premier?
say, George, you can see this in the group that I won't say the name of the chat group we had because that will seem offensive. But Dave Jeffrey's just given us some news. Someone that we know has been suspended from Twitch. I will send that to
Oh, perfect.
Dave Flynn. Jamie, you don't know him, so this won't be. This is almost irrelevant for you.
That's perfect.
But,
I've never had a Carling Premier.
His
Also-
Carling's is amazing. You got to have it. It's really good fucking pint.
Oh wow!
yeah, that song is shit, and you've been playing it for 5 years. You fucking pussy.
Oh God, that's
not only
fun.
Are you a pussy, but you hang around with the worst kind of comedians. We all know you all are.
Oh man, can you imagine?
And by the way, the other thing that happened tonight, good as well. Dave, did you see that?
Yeah.
And the other thing that's fun. The other thing that's fun is the man that masturbates.
That is fun.
That is
I feel like I'm on the
Jesus
Masked
Christ.
Singer. Like I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Carl, I think you're up to speed with the man that masturbates. You know the man, and he did.
Oh yes, now yeah. No. I caught the second half of that conversation in the group earlier, and then had to like rewind back to work out.
Yeah. Like that's important information that needs to be. Yeah, what a day!
Three news stories in the local comedy community in one day, and they're all fucking hilarious. Go fuck yourselves, you fucking live with your mummy cunts.
The telephone there's a guy, basically Jamie, there's a man who masturbates on the telephone.
I like him. Yeah, cool. Well, nice. He's a comedian.
Okay.
So I didn't even hear about that story though. I just thought put in that chat. I don't know. Was that a thing, or was it someone said it, or? I think it's a
thing.
Is it more than one person? Is it just a thing he does? And
I think it's a thing he does. I mean, Louis C.K. So
he's CKing it,
Yeah, but he's hilarious, and he's just released. By the way, he's just released one of the best comedy specials ever. And I tweeted that, and then got immediately put on a list on Twitter. Support sex offenders.
Perfect. That's a rational response, isn't it?
Yeah. And we all know what this person looked like as well. We all know what they look like. So
person exactly like
pig.
I pressed Louis C.K. just released one of the best specials, right? I pressed the button tweet, and I got a notification, ping, you're on a list of support sexual abusers. Like,
wow.
Huh?
That's wild.
There's mental illness on the internet.
Can you imagine if they spent that much time and effort fucking catching down real bad people?
Exactly.
Yeah, and not leave it to like these vigilante guys who are like Kevin in a tracksuit.
Wow.
Tesco's car park.
They did find Alex Mack. Do you remember that popular?
Yeah, Mr. Noir.
That's the one.
Yeah. But he got off.
Well, yeah.
He got off, and he moved back to the church up north.
Fuck.
Yeah, he's literally like probably like
back to the fucking hell. Back to the safety and sanctuary of the fucking whoa.
Yeah, that's what they do. They just shuffle them around, don't they?
But that, again was one of the finest nights at Dirty Doves, because I didn't know him and I didn't know but the news had spread. I got there and found out before I knew who he was. And then the entire night, I think George just stayed up and wrote 30 or 50 jokes about him.
Yeah,
the whole hosting was that every time his one up, he's like, number 7.
Yeah.
I think, do you know what? I think I've got the audio of that somewhere.
Yeah.
I think I have.
Actually. That'd be great.
I think I have.
Get it out.
Loads of those weird nights that we did down at that old school Doves when it was dark.
Yeah. That was better when it was like fucking Steptoe and Son.
But it was just like 4 audience members and 9 comedians, but it just got a bit crazy. It was fun.
Yeah, I don't know who those audience members were back in the day.
No, but fair play.
Whoa, like how did they fucking?
But it was funny though. It was funny. It was like a wild, funny, but it obviously still is. But it was just a different night. It was dark, seedy in that little.
Yeah,
side
it was
room.
gross.
Lights on.
Pleasing, like appropriately gross. That's what I'd call it. You know what I mean?
What you need.
Right. Yeah, but it was a bit
lovely.
Yeah, it's better now though. I'd say it's better now.
It is it's more it's a proper comedy night now, and it's very civil and lovely, and there's still plenty of room for discussion.
Yeah, exactly.
Because me and Dave Jeffries are still allowed to do it, even though Dave runs it now.
Yeah,
so
there you go. Yeah, he does a little bit, but
there's weird little props on there. The last time I did that, there was a Bible on the floor or something. It was just a book on the floor. I was like, was it a Bible? Or was it like James?
Yeah, I don't know.
Something like
it's some funny books, but like I just use them to prop up the fucking speakers. It's still a little bit rinky dink, isn't it? I've got to save up some money and buy
You
some.
still got that old mouldy piano that was there.
Yeah,
when you first took it on.
Yep,
nice.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That's there.
Just giving you asbestos poisoning from the back.
Yeah, I got one rule, which is like the first comedian that fucking decides to like bust out a number on that fucking piano just gets castigated. I just be like, what is this? Stop. It'd probably explode the entire pub. Yeah.
I was going to say that I think the first musical comedian uses that piano will be like haunted by the ghosts that inhabit.
Well, somebody might not be doing it, eh?
Oh yeah. I did see the message.
Yeah, that's information. Fucking hell.
Well, he won't be doing it on Twitch, you shit cunt. So next,
Twitch cunt.
Nice.
Yeah, lovely. I like it. Do you know what I like? I like downfall. I like whiskey to someone's downfall. If only there was lightning strikes going past the window, I'd just start wanking. And try and like see the devil baby out of this fucking plant pot.
I watched that film Don't Look Up. Have you seen that?
Watched it the weekend, yeah.
I thought the ending was very unrealistic because wouldn't you just be like rutting like pigs or like furiously huffing cocaine or LSD or like.
Well, I think that was
raping
what that family was doing. I assume other people made other choices.
Yeah, that's it. Maybe they did make other choices. That's true.
I assume that if it had a shot of like comedians, it would have been cocaine. I could have been somebody, and
could have been somebody.
Do you know how I would have done it? I would have yelled that into the mic like Jeff, and I'm going to London to be a comedian. Send me some emails. Such a great scene, and we've all been there. But I would have just liked to have a comedy show just before the asteroid hit, and just like let's do a little
That'd
mic.
Be perfect. That would be perfect.
As you can hear the rumblings.
Oh, it's getting closer. Ooh. Oh wow. That would be the way to do it, I think. But
you can only do comedy because your mum lets you live there rent free.
Not for long.
You Twitch cunt.
Well, not just that, but we've had like three nice news stories today from the comedy world, so that's lovely.
Yeah.
Such bitter, hateful bastards. But you know, it's what are you going to do? How else are you going to get by? Unless you hate 95% of the people with which you circulate on a semi-regular basis.
That's generous, I think.
You're a generous man, Carl. You're a generous man.
I am. That's what a lot of people say about me. Generous.
A generous pig. We like it.
Yeah.
What is annoying about that news article is I'll have to sort of scour Chortle for the next week or two to find out why someone is such a Twitch cunt.
I'm sure we'll find out. Hopefully,
maybe through the judicial, maybe through the courts.
I just thought we could be friends. Friends. Stick out. That's what I hope. Oh, he had a bottle of whiskey. He's upset. He didn't get in the fringe. It's like I just want to be friends with him. You know,
it'd just be weird if he like did something completely out of character and went on some like weird kind of like racist song, and that's what kind of like got him banned. It would be.
I like that. It would be a song.
It'd have to be a song.
It'd have to be a
song. It's not going to do it in one line, is it?
Done a Bob Burnham kind of fucking thing, and
there's no other material, so it'd have to be a song. And then
I need the background of this guy. I need little snippets. Let me get a beer first. Let me get a beer.
It's difficult. We don't go too much to the real people. I can send you some stuff later. It's just difficult. But you know, nice person. I think nice person, but just horrifically annoying. And as was recently shown, is part of the let's go down the fish and chip shop for a holiday photo. So yeah, you know, if the asteroid was coming, I could just say all these names out loud. But I'm not. I'm just not a dick, and I don't want people to kill themselves and then try and attack me, and then I'll have to kill them and their entire families. Because I don't. What, I'm going to get cancelled from an open mic? Fuck off. I'll strangle you.
And threateningly looked into the camera. Then Carl, you like lean forward in. Carl's at that stage of the night. He's making whiskey threats.
Do you know what it is? I should be looking at the camera, but I've got a new setup and a new camera. It's very good. So I'm looking at the screen, but look how good it is. You can see the cancer. Wait for it to focus. Look.
Cancer?
It's not focusing. Cancer. It's not focused. Didn't work. It's dark. I think you
might have cataracts, man.
Probably it's in the family, and so is racism and violence and mental illness. So yeah, lovely. I'm gonna be fine. I
was just going to say that's an interesting study on nature versus nurture.
Dude, you should see my family. I know I updated the group a little bit.
We've been seen in black and white for fucking centuries.
Wow. I was so proud of that meme that I sent you.
That was a good meme.
It was a good meme. Okay. And it's difficult to explain, but it was great.
But Dave, I still got that T-shirt, by the way, from the race. But I don't know where it is. It's like this is a bit of a clutter in here, but it is around. And I wore it the next day as a hangover T-shirt. I just wore it around the house. Actually, 2 days later, because I stayed at George's that night. But I eventually got home and then I put it on. But it's a bit tight, if I'm honest. But it's a nice little thing, and then I can look in the mirror and go, "Yeah, I did that. I did that." But I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't have it that I didn't do that. That would be awful, because then it wouldn't be funny. It wouldn't be a funny story. And, you know, you couldn't have then shown members of the public in Birmingham what I did.
Yeah, to be honest, I think that won it for me, Carl. So I'll thank your parents and your 4-year-old self.
Yeah, lovely. And also, I'm young enough that it wasn't me. So you can't have a go at me. I was about 6, and I still remember. Honestly, I still remember the day. The button on the box, because it was a jolly jog in a box, and it was like, why am I in a box? I remember being like 7, or why am I in a box? Like, you push a button, you pop out. It was right, but I remember the button on the box kept falling off, and I remember to this day it's like an hour before I'm going, and my mum's stressed. She hasn't consented that I wear this. Like, this is what you're wearing. And she's got like PVA glue and trying to stick the button back on. So one of the memories I've got is that, and the smell of the PVA is she's sticking the yellow bar in the box. And it's like, now you're going to school.
Smell of the PVA. Oh. It sounds like you're describing Dolly Parton's decomposing body.
I'm sure I must have shown you, but at one point I won a fancy dress competition at school, or was on a podium, for dressing up as something that isn't okay to dress up as.
That's such a good way of summing that up, Carl.
But it's great. It's a great
It was
picture.
of its time.
Yeah, of an era.
Well, actually, at that time, it was probably honestly on marmalade jars.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Quite a family of jam
It was just on the
eaters.
shelf in Tesco.
That's what they told you, Colin.
I know. Yeah, you sent me a picture.
You
of
have
this.
seen it. Okay.
Quite a jamboree.
I made a note to send it to you on the notes I'll ever read. Fucking believable. As we all know, they're still in my parents' house because I often find them. I find them and send pictures to people when I find the hidden ones. There used to be a fridge magnet, right, until last year. But the fridge magnet, my sister's very charitable and she helped a woman with dementia. And my mum made a box for her and she went, give her this fridge magnet of this jolly jug. And they'll go, she'll remember this. This will help her remember. Because I remember what? You've just been a nice lady for 40 years. She went, yeah, I'm going to blame them.
Give her a hit the youth dagger as well.
The good ones.
So, like, what? Like, have they got like cubby spaces where they hide their?
So, right, as we all, well, Dave,
house?
I'll have to send you some of these pictures because in the kitchen, first of all, when you go in, there's a shelf on the left of like trashy knickknacks, real trashy knickknacks, and on the shelf at the front are two mini ones about that big, just there in the kitchen. And then in the front room, there's like, in the front room, there's a it's going to be them that's going to be breaking in it. But we've seen the in the front room, there's a cabinet of like Charles and Diana's wedding plates, this sort of fucking bullshit. But then in the corner, next to a Star Trek, the Next Generation plate, is a little one in the corner as well, looking out from in there. It's like a fluffy one, like a cuddly one. And then on the pelmet above my parents' window, there's another one up in their bedroom.
It says something that they're hidden.
Well, the two in the kitchen are not hidden. That's the thing. They're small, but they're not hidden. If I can find, yeah, because I definitely sent someone into our chat, George, at Christmas, so I'll send these to Dave in a second.
Yeah, I remember those pictures. They're funny.
Every time I go home, I send it. Yeah, here we go. I'll send this to you, Dave. Forward. Make sure you forward it to the right person.
It's so bad.
you go to forward something and then you get the list to chat and then it moves. It's like you've got to wait a minute and go. Now it's settled with the names. I can send it to this person. They're in the kitchen. It
just shouldn't be tucked away, but then it shouldn't be on display either. Like
the way it's tucked away, it's like Carl's parents have hidden a blade in it and they just snap like the head off and they just paranoid pensioners with gollywogs.
Unbelievable. Dave, you're getting trolled here. We do know, me and Jamie know this person, but I don't know what even that was about, but let's call him out. Craig, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Listen, Dave Flynn is an athlete, right? He's a serious athlete. He goes out.
It looks like a Scouts and Chav in his tracksuit. We get it, Craig. But
let's not get racial. It's lovely.
Specimen.
It's sporty. Also,
good at running.
Clean, as we've discussed earlier with my mouldy fucking.
Also, any of you watching this can have a go at that, but none of you said a word when we're talking about Down syndrome cats, did you? Or actual Down syndrome, or paedophiles.
What do you reckon? What do you reckon about Down syndrome people having babies? Because I kid you not, in a village where I grew up, I recently found out that.
I know this is probably not.
But 98% of the population.
Debate, but yeah.
A person that I had and therefore probably still has Down syndrome, and is going to be a parent.
Nice.
So hang on. let's unpack this whole situation. Someone who has Down syndrome is a parent. Okay, let's not restrict them from that. But listen, who are they married to?
I don't know.
Maybe they're not even married, right?
Several ways to answer this, but yeah,
it feels exploitative.
Okay, did someone just fuck one in a car park and now they're pregnant?
Wow.
Or was it a relationship? We'll need to break this down first. Did they have a baby?
I don't have those answers, if I'm honest.
And I'll be
Carl,
honest.
Did you like reiterate what I messaged you before I come on the podcast, which was I'm watching Modern Family. If I can jump on, I will. Oh, by the way, my boy is also watching TikTok videos of Down syndrome animals and laughing his balls off.
Yeah, so
You did say that.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that, and that's why I said a comedian that I wouldn't name it. Name just named yourself has been laughing at Down syndrome animals. So we got Mark in there. That's why. So Jamie Dykes likes Down syndrome.
No, it was me. It was my kid.
It's better than hating it.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, George. That is right.
Yeah, I got some water.
Water.
Yeah, I'm gonna look to a little second.
All good. Have so do Down syndrome people have Down syndrome? Well, it turned out to be fun, Jamie, because I'll tell you what, Dave was in Asda when I said this was starting, and then I thought George would be a lot later. So I'm trying to find out. Hang on. A woman with Down syndrome connected to her partner does not just theoretical the child's. Okay, so it's complicated genetically. It's complicated. We'll wait for them to get back. We'll go over that. Very complicated. I imagine it depends on whether the male or the female has the.
What's the strongest gene? Is it the male or the female gene which is the strongest? So, technically speaking, the mother or the father, depending on which one has the strongest gene, would be the one more.
Actually, it seemed. Well, we'll talk about more when the others come back, but I think actually not many men with Down syndrome father kids. It's more women with Down syndrome. So someone's fucking Down syndrome women, basically, just like take advantage.
Yeah.
Craig, how are you doing tonight? Glad you're here, Craig. I think there's a couple of people watching, I think, but Craig might be the only person from the gang in. I thought the others were going to come and support. Ken was here earlier. I've tagged Matt, but you know what he's like. I don't even like calling him Matt. I like calling him Nay or the dog. You know,
Papa Dog. I think we need to get Papa Dog and Daddy Joe to sell the issues.
Well, I don't even want to bring that up on air because it's like not today. One day. I think there's some love there, to be honest. I think there's some love there.
They look the same. Bless their cotton socks. I think I've got like another 20 minutes left. I'm gonna go and get some food. I'm fucking starving. Do they live together, George and Dave? Are they going bumming or something?
Maybe, yeah. They definitely live in Worcester and Bristol, so they're definitely not close. But yeah, it seems they did leave at a suspiciously same time.
There was a little wink. Let's go, Brokeback Mountain style, like
wank each other off. George, I recognise George's chair because I've slept on that sofa like a few times. So Dave just moved into his house, so I don't know. Hard to say. Hard to say, if anything. I am, a third of the bottle of whiskey in.
That's a big glass of fucking whiskey, Carl.
No. It's not all whiskey. It's like that's water, whiskey, and ice. I'm not a fucking savage.
Oh, you take this down with water, you? Nice.
I am a savage because I'm going to drink a lot of it, but ultimately it is lovely.
You're diluting that shit. I like it.
Dave, I didn't even realise you were in bed until you left the camera down. You're on your bed. Is that comfy?
Yeah. Well, I can just
good.
It's fucking comfy. Anyway.
Guys, I'm gonna knock it on the head because I got some food coming. So
go and get your food.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Yeah,
this has been lush, but yeah, I'm gonna go.
I think I'm gonna go out as well, mate. I've
go
some food.
Hey,
eat,
take it easy,
move
gents.
in, go.
Boys, take it easy. Stay off drugs.
Right. The gays have gone. The gay fellas. So they are bumming. I think they are. And here we are again. Nothing ever changes. We're just two idiots talking shit.
Stealth bumming.
Across the universe.
So
Only
here we are.
forward because we cannot find reverse.
I've got about
That's fine.
15 plus minutes just before my food's done.
No problem.
This is good.
I'll lay in bed and eat. I'll lay in bed and eat crisps. And
you and me and you, two of us together.
Exactly.
Last Rites. God, is this the first Last Rites podcast?
It is, but I didn't even tell him about the Down syndrome stats. God damn it!
Oh,
all right. Well, So yeah, if you're a woman with Down syndrome who can have children, if a partner does not have Down syndrome, the theoretical chance of the child having it is 50%. So it's 50-50, and I don't know, men with Down syndrome don't fuck. Anyway, that's fine. Yeah, it's the first one. I was the thing is, I was quite excited about it. I wanted to do a nice thing. I wanted to prepare a bit, and then I didn't. I went out for a run, and then I came home, and then I got really exhausted. And for 2 hours before this, I was just like,
fucked.
So even then, I was thinking, if I have a couple of beers or whiskey, I'll liven up a bit, and it has helped. So alcohol does help me liven up, it seems.
Evidently, that is the case. So you know what to do going forward, Carl. Happy
Point,
days.
I'm going to be strong and not drink anymore tonight.
Yeah, that'd be a good
I'll
idea.
finish this one.
Finish the one you have. I'll finish my beer.
Finish the one I have, and we'll be sensible.
This is Last Rites podcast, man. It's looking fucking good. I like your background.
Yeah, well, this is the logo for the Last Rites night. It's the same thing. I didn't really promote it that much, but it's repurposed it a little bit. Yeah, make it nice and easy. And it was lovely to have George and Dave on tonight because I didn't. They were going to be late. I wasn't sure, and he asked George like 2 hours ago. So it's like I'm chaotic. But yeah, we'll do something a bit different with it, some more people on, and but we will have on our what will be a Port Chronicles subdivision of this. We'll get that guy that shipped himself home.
We'll get him on. Dude. Yeah, the guy from
he's
Australia.
A local.
He needs to come on.
He's a local to Cardiff. We'll definitely get him on.
Well, why wouldn't he come on? He's got to promote his own fucking, Papillon story, haven't he? How he escaped Australia in a fucking box, kind of shit. Shawshank Redemption, dude.
Exactly, a bit of Shawshank, and no one racial to save you. So everything, you're over the COVID now, all gone.
Not fully. I'm just really I'm still lagging. I'm still fucking drained. But it's better than it was. But I just got I haven't been at work. I was supposed to have had work. I went to work one day this week, and yesterday and today I had off. I just said I can't fucking. I'm just too fucking literally like I got no energy, and then I have these little bursts of energy where I can like jump on a podcast and then whatever, and then give me 20 minutes now. I'll be fucking slumped. I'll be fucking dying on my ass.
Yeah,
but
well, hopefully it'll get better. You've had it 10 days, whatever. Hopefully you'll get better over the next couple of weeks and
maybe
get the energy back. You can go and give her a stab in and be back to your normal virility. And that'll be lovely. And COVID is ultimately a pussy, but it is January and I am drinking, so we should I reckon.
Yes.
I don't know when your podcast is going to get up and going, but I reckon by like early February or late January, we could do an in-person pod.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll
figure it out.
Check with the boss. She said, "Yeah, it's fine. You can come fucking here, whatever. It'll be fucking good."
Yes, sir.
We'll get rid of the brats. We'll get rid of them. Or we'll just fucking pod away. We'll get some food. We'll drink. We'll have pod. We'll do a bit of podcasting. But which time though? I would have before we do it like live in person. By which time I'll have a few Lipstick on a Pig podcasts on the go anyway. So good. I started to work earlier on some intros. So sweet.
This fucking Long Island guy is turned up after 2 fucking hours, and he's picked titties in his fucking head over here.
Fucking cocksucking cunt.
You've missed the whole. We had 4 of us on earlier. You had a whole panel. We're 2 hours in. We're going to end it soon. Thank you for joining in. Love the coffee this morning. I could only join it late because I had shit to do. But very very nice. And I might join your surprise or special thing on tomorrow, Saturday. That sort of thing. But nice. And guess what? I'm drinking. So I started drinking again after 7 days.
You did. What's the special thing on Saturday? What's happening Saturday?
I think it's got a Mind Dog tomorrow, I think. Saturday edition. So I'll check that out.
Cool.
Probably with another.
Yeah.
Shoveling cucks. I don't know what that means, but I get it.
Cuckolding. Yeah. I know he's got the Andy Andrus thing on the 20th of June. He got Tom Chong back on soon.
And the Andy Andrus.
That's how you take Andrus thing.
Hey, Matt. So I put the Andy Andrist marathon is at the 20th and the 21st of January as well. Like he's going to try and do 2 days or a day or something.
Yeah, like 40 hours straight. Or something.
I Predator.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Steve Jobs would have made that. Steve Jobs would have made that brilliant. The I Predator. I've got to remember to look at the camera.
You would have.
And then the internet did not kill itself. It did not kill itself.
Yes.
God, I've highlighted every single comment on here. I think he's drunk. He keeps writing numbers and then
2021.
2 p.m. our time, I believe. That's when I get the notifications normally. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like,
is that
tomorrow?
tomorrow?
It is like 9 a.m. Yeah. No, it's like the 21st, 22nd.
Right. I feel, is this the Andrist thing? Is it?
Yeah. So tomorrow, I don't know, there's a 1 p.m., 6 p.m. our time thing. And then the Andrist thing is 21st, 22nd, starting a coffee out, which I think, okay. So it is 9 a.m. when you start, isn't it? Because it's 2 for us. I get it now. I worked out it was 11. I understand. And I said, yeah, well, as I said, Matt, and anything I can do to help on those 2 days, because you're going to pass out and pretend to go to the toilet at one point and maybe need to go in the toilet and go, I can still burst out anything that isn't dried leaves at this point, because I'm getting there too, by the way. That's not.
Yeah, I definitely, I'm happy to jump on and have a chinwag as well and a blast or whatever.
Listen, Matt Napo is fucking drunk tonight. Every single comment has got a typo. I'll give you
attempt.
I'm not having a go at you. I'm pleased because I'm drinking. I'm jealous in a way that I couldn't stay sober because I'm a fucking.
Those fucking bitches in Long Island understand.
And here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just getting buzzed, and Jamie's gonna leave me, and then I'm gonna have to force myself to drink water or Diet Coke or something and watch Netflix. That'll be fun. But there will be 5 minutes when I end this where I want to drink more whiskey, and I've got to get through that.
Yeah. And then the 5 minutes will pass, and you'll just be fucking feet up, and you'll be relaxing, and you'll be like, whatever.
So, we'll talk about this later. We'll work out how many hours you need to do. You need to figure out, because it's your show, right? You need to figure out if you're allowed like a guest host or something. I'm happy to come on and do that for an hour. Is that allowed? Or have you got to be on screen the whole time? Or have you just your show running, you go and have an hour-long shit? We'll figure out the details. I didn't see this. I didn't see this one because I didn't see. Does that mean anything to you?
That dude this morning commented on his poop. It doesn't know. I joined in Coffee with the Dog probably about fucking 3. So that would have been about 10 o'clock their time. So
I joined like 10 minutes before the end. So
I jumped on a little bit earlier than that, but it's the Chinese.
Is chow mein how you pronounce channel? Yeah. So don't have a go at me or my chow mein. We'll continue to stay up, all right? Anyway, listen, I'm so into the CCP. I've got a Huawei watch and phone, so they've got everything. They've got all
I had a Huawei phone. My kids got my boy got my Huawei phone now. My daughter got my wife's Huawei phone. We just went back to Samsung last November. But Huawei were fucking class, brother.
I don't mind a bit. The watch is good. I've got a bathroom scale that's it as well. This and it all links up. I mean, I am giving everything to the CCP normally, but okay.
Why not?
That's okay.
We like a bit of communism. Who cares?
Who cares, man? Who cares? It's all gonna be ultimately fine. So, what have you got for dinner tonight? Then, what's on the big?
We're having like chicken kebabs and some homemade chippies and some onion rings. Yeah.
I had some stuff to cook, right? But when I went out, I just gaily got a reduced sweet and sour chicken thing. And I thought, lovely, I'll chuck that in and I'll eat it right before this. Do you know what? I cooked it, got it out. I assumed it'd have rice with it, but it was just chicken and sauce. So I ate chicken and sauce.
Fuck.
I was like, you motherfucker. But do you know what I did? I got an 80p bag of bacon rashers.
Nice.
So there you go. After this, I'm having bacon rashers.
You're laughing, mate. You're fucking golden, son.
I'm living like a king, dude. I'm
living like a king.
Bacon rashers.
Yeah.
On my own, after being half drunk on a Friday, that's my kingship. And
Get more drunk and order a massive takeaway for yourself and cry tomorrow morning or afternoon when you wake up.
I could get more drunk, but I probably will cry tomorrow morning. So it'll
Probably will.
It will go. I don't know. This is something from Twitch thing. What is this? I don't know. You're in a coma, and ultimately, this is the only way we could contact you by doing this for you. It's a novel method. You've been in the coma for 6 years. It's 1993. So I don't know. What is it? Who knows? Who knows what it is? I'm sorry, it's not like a 17-year-old girl with her tits out playing Call of Duty. All right. I wish we were that, because believe me, if I was, I would make 20 grand a month by just wiggling them out and getting Sims to pay me $5 a month. But it is. It's just what is this? This is two idiots talking. It's going to be me talking to comedians. But sometimes towards the end of the night, we're just drinking whiskey. We'll go in a minute. But thank you for jumping on. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. I don't know why I bowed to you. Is that I just did it? But there we go. It's ultimately two very depressed people, and I haven't hung myself a tinsel over Christmas, so that is good. That's always good to
just
not
Epstein.
do that. But thank you, sir. I will salute you for asking what is this. And a couple of minutes left, I reckon. We'll get this down with me. Almost looks like an iron brew there.
Chug. It did look like an iron brew. It looks like an iron brew that's fit for a fucking full-on fledged alcoholic lipstick on a pig wannabe. I like it.
I tried. I really tried. So lipstick on a pig is coming soon from Jamie Dykes. It is going to be Jamie's podcast, and it's going to be good. And hopefully another place to go and get drunk on occasionally.
Yeah, fuck it. But until then, we got the last rites. Formerly known as non-Epstein.
I don't know what I'm going to... I thought it worked. I thought I'd do it. The reason I put it for tonight to do a live was because we'd done so many in December. I needed a break. I was like, fuck, I can't do anything else this week. Let's put it Friday. But I might, all being well, keep it for a while on Friday and then maybe do some other stuff that will either be live or pre-recorded. You can do whatever, right? And check them out. And then, so I guarantee there will be this year 52 episodes. Because I've always been slack, right? We do it in burst, stop, and then December was crazy and fun.
Yeah.
But there will be an episode every week this year, and then maybe more. So there will be at least 52 episodes. I will be talking to all kinds of comedians from all over Worcester, the South Coast, Bristol, London, Edinburgh, Glasgow, all the people I know, basically. And then I'll try, so after a while, I'll try some long shots and get some people that are slightly above that level. From wherever, so it'll be fun. And I just needed to kick my own ass because it just did become a drinking session. And while as much fun as it was like there's like 7 people watching it. Try and make it a bit more interesting, and it will get good. And Jamie will always be on this show, and we will always do the Port Chronicles edition of Last Rites, and it'll be there. And we'll always do little nice... I like it when there's 3 people as well. I've had a few of those with 3 people. It works really well. Sometimes with 4 or more, it's difficult because it's with internet delays. Sometimes like you're trying to talk, it's like... It's all there to be solved, isn't it?
Fucking right. This last year has been a massive learning curve, if anything else, for me, as far as podcasts go. And I appreciate you having me on as much as you did. It's been good.
Listen, it saves me rattling around on my own, doesn't it? Because ultimately, I would have cut a hole in the wall and just burst my head through like Jack Nicholson, and then it wouldn't have been as cool, and I would have got arrested. That's all that would have happened. I would have just got arrested. This weird fucking guy that tried to jump through our bedroom wall.
I like the thought of it.
It's been nice to ramble and rant. So we should let you go in a second. I reckon you're getting ready for your chicken kebabs.
Yeah, boy. It's done.
But,
I got the message. It's done.
If you have been watching this, thank you, and you can follow us. Jamie is at Jamie Dykes 5 and Manic_5. Don't follow the other people because they left early. And obviously, if you are watching, if you have already, thank you very much. If you haven't, please subscribe. And if you have already, thank you. And then I'll do this will be regular, and I'll do more different things with it as well. I'll get some weird ideas this year, I think, and do some live stuff and do some things that not live, but I mean at a place with people in it as well, and just basically drink my way through the year and try not to shit myself. So thank you everyone. So we'll leave it here. We'll let Jamie go and have his dinner. We'll let me go and have my sad little bacon sausages in bed whilst trying not to spill too many crumbs. I don't know, watch some Kirby Enthusiasm or just wank myself out the window. Anyway,
both.
By the way, this now streams on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. So that's why that person Twitch went, "What's this?" This is what it is ultimately. Someone getting depressed and then saying things, but it's funny though. You should stick around and it's funny. So if you don't think it's funny, there's something wrong with you. And we'll see you next Friday, hopefully 8 o'clock ish or 7 o'clock. I'll let you know, and maybe somewhere in between as well. Apart from that, go fuck yourself. Any last words, Jamie?
Yeah, just keep being a cunt and peace and love.
Peace and love. I think we might have a comment. Oh shit! Sorry, Matt. Coffee hour. I know I've done all that. Jesus Christ. I'm really sorry. Let's get through these quick. There were 2 strangers in the chat. By the way, those weird little capitalizations and lower letters and dots, they're bots or something, because I've had them on here as well. They're either bots or some weird thing. It's not real. That's what I saw as well. And let's look at this last one. Some David guy talking about his arse not working the paint. Oh, okay, so it is a real person when he poops, and the Chinese government telling me to cease. Okay, that's fair.
I get it.
It seems you can say fuck in the chat, and you can say fuck here. You just did.
Yeah.
Say what you want, dude.
Go for it.
I think the algorithm doesn't like too much swearing in the first 10 minutes, but you can do that. Just don't make threats to people or
don't tell people to drink bleach.
Don't tell anyone about your personality. But I think we'll sign off from this now. But Matt, if you're on Twitter, I'll harass you there, and then hopefully I won't just Louis C.K. you. All right, go and watch his special, and
I will.
Peace and I did send that to you, right?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you sent me the 2. I'm gonna watch them. I'm gonna try and get some time this weekend, definitely.
And Matt Napper as well. If you want me to send you a link to Louis' latest special, I'll send it to you as well. I paid for it, right? That's enough for like 8 of us.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's got
enough cash. You got enough cash.
So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you later. It is lovely, and I'm going to stop talking now. Bye. Subscribe. Bye.
Peace and love.
Matt, I will send it to you. Give me 2 seconds. I'll see you in a bit.